All
right, we're back with another episode of the Jaxxon Podcast, aka the Jaxxon Sports Show. This is a very special show. This year, we're bringing you guys something very different. This is a new show that's built around moto and skate and surf with my co-host Twitch, the greatest co-host of all time. Obviously, he's triumphed and gone above and beyond what Rampage has been able to do on the Jaxxon Podcast, which is the MMA show. And then we also have Ryan Sheckler, P-Rod, and Nigel, who will be joining us, Hunter Lawrence and Jet Lawrence throughout the year. We're trying to give you guys as much insight as we can on moto, supercross, motocross, SLS, X Games, everything we got.
Everything.
And WSL with Cole Hoshman, one of our athletes. So we're really bringing everything to the fold. So I can't thank Twitch enough for really putting on such an amazing show, bringing us such amazing guests. Two great guys. When they walked in, I go, you guys have to be related. You look identical, right? Both great smiles. And I'm like, so let's just jump right into this. Twitch, thanks for having us. And who do we got?
Yeah, I got my boy Tarzan.
Tarzan! Come on, man. I see him. I just think of wild stuff.
Dude, everything he does is wild.
Like, I want to pop a monster open and get wild. And we got Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff! You got to be just as crazy. You said this, dude. I'll let you say it.
Yeah, no, like the stuff you do, like your camera dude has to be just as gnarly. You know what I mean? Man, like, because I sat on your page, I don't know, years ago, and I just was like watching every single video, and what kept popping in my head, I'm like, who the fuck is filming all this? Like, that's where my question was. I'm like, I already knew you were gnarly, but then I started looking at his page. I'm like, dude, these dudes are fucking crazy.
Yeah, day one, man. Day one, he's crazy.
You guys been boys for a long time.
Yep.
He does all your content, everything.
Yeah, eight years.
Yeah, 8 years now.
That's crazy.
We met we started in Honduras.
Did you meet him there, or you knew him before that?
I was actually looking for someone to shoot, and I was just trying to
kill
media. No, like shoot both videos.
You're like, who's as dumb as me who will go here with you? Who wants to go do dumb stuff together?
I had just started traveling, and I was just started going viral. I had like 100,000 followers. I'd never been out of the country before. I went to like Costa Rica once, 2 weeks before, and I had a good time. I was like, man, I got to go somewhere else. Where's next? I'm like, I'm going to go to Honduras, which is like, almost a neighbor of Costa Rica. And yeah, I was like, I put an ad on my Instagram, like, I'm looking for a cameraman, someone to shoot some photos, videos. And I got like so many people hitting me up.
I bet.
Like literally thousands. And I just like randomly picked like 25 people in my email, went down to 10, and then hit up Jeff, and I see in his deck, he sent me a whole bunch of different videos he shot in like Hawaii.
Oh, dope.
And
you were already doing stuff kind of similar to that?
Yeah. In the photo video adventure world,
Dope.
Yeah. I was looking for a certain style. I really necessarily wasn't the person, but I got both when I met Jeff,
It's awesome.
And
that's hard to come by, to get like a bitchin' videographer and a dude that's like-minded.
Yeah,
you just go do whatever with.
I mean, our first trip, we grew from 100,000 followers. I landed in Honduras. We left like 7-8 days later. I had 1 million followers.
No way, that quick.
That quick.
That's not, dude. The shit you do is crazy. Like how'd you even get into it? Like how does that start?
I've been doing it my whole life since I was a baby. Like I never had
just messing with animals and stuff. Like,
yeah, I've always had pet like snakes and cockatoos and pit bulls and catching turtles and
what?
Cockatoo, like one of those birds with the feathers, the white ones.
Oh, what's it? Rafiki from Lion King, or not Rafiki?
That's
what's
a
the other
mandrill,
guy?
but
the thing that runs around with Timon and Pumbaa.
Zazu.
Zazu.
That's a hornbill. Yeah,
it's a hornbill.
It's a bird. Just get close enough.
Yeah.
You're an encyclopedia,
dude. He knows. So that's the thing. Like I see like a lot of people try to hate on you sometimes too, but it's like
okay.
I've never seen hate.
The stuff you do is like insane. And it's like I don't think people know like your whole story, like what you're about. Like you like helping the animals. People think you're just doing it just to get views and to do cool stuff. But at the same time, it's like you care about what you're doing. Like you have passion for it.
100%, man. It's like a mix between entertainment and education. Mm-hmm. But you can't really like bridge that gap these days of just being a straight up scientist. It's not lucrative. Yeah. It doesn't make sense just to fully focus on just strictly by the book education in today's modern society. People have done that before, and they're gone. But the real people that made an impact, they had a twist of entertainment in it. and it really like changed the world and people's perspective with animals, you know. So
I think the only person I ever knew of that done this shit before you did was like Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
goat, man.
And he was dope. Like everyone, like I loved watching every single video of him because like you were kind of like him. You know what I mean? Like
he's all of our idols, you know.
Yeah, like that dude was badass.
Yeah, such a gangster.
Yeah,
it's cool seeing like guys too that's not mainstream that are also gangsters in that realm. But he was the first one that took it like really global, you know?
Yeah, once like with TV and like all that stuff like that. So that was cool.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever came across you was in LA. It was with Dan Bilzerian, Live Rich Media.
Yeah, those are my boys.
Yeah. And you were always going all over the world, doing like the craziest like trips. But his trips aren't just like, you know, no pun intended, a bunch of girls like partying with Dan. They were actually like in the forest or in the jungles or in like a village. And I would see behind the scenes on people's close friends and you're like helping the kids. And I'm like, all right, this guy's got to be somewhat normal if he's going to like play with the kids and like not just go there for content. We see so many influencers like go to a little village, trash it, pollute it, you know, bang
make it
out,
look like they're there for different reasons.
Leave. Yeah, and they do nothing. And I'm not one to say if that's bad or wrong or right because I've never done it and I can't, you know, be the judge and jury of execution over here. But I do appreciate the fact that you're able to go to these places and give back a little bit. I feel like you're very authentic to what you do. Obviously, Dan Fleischman's a good friend of ours. You have the ranch. You guys have a lot going on. So when Twitch told me you were coming on, we've never had a time to like actually sit down and kind of get to the root of things. And I'm just trying to figure out, how are you wired to be so crazy and like out of your mind? Like you're probably not human. You're somewhat bionic mixed with Terminator with a little hybrid of maybe Casper the Ghost with how fast you move in the jungle. But how are you able to sit there, look at a snake and be like, right, most people are going to just look at this thing and run. I'm going to try to wrestle and grab it like Rampage wrestling his coach. You know?
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Just extreme focus, you know. I would say probably a bit of obsession too. Since a kid, I've always wanted to study, you know, ants to elephants. So I found the middle ground where I love snakes, and it started from dogs. So with the snakes, man, I can feel when I'm going to get bitten or I'm going to get messed up.
You watch them like
it's like a gut feeling, you know. It's almost like, you know, riding a bike. If you're hitting third or fourth gear and something's wrong, you're like, hey, something's wrong with the bike. You know, once you're one with the bike, you know.
That's what I was wondering. Like, it's like being like an athlete and then doing like what you do, like the way you approach it, like your mindset. And it kind of seems like it's really similar. Like you're so focused on that snake or whatever you're going after. It's like you know what it's gonna do before it does it. Almost, it's crazy.
There's a lot of practice involved. Like I look at my life like. In recent times, like I treat my life like a fighter. You know, I have training camps at home. You know, with snakes. I have mean snakes that I dodge bites from, and I stay active. You know, I do boxing to keep my reflexes tight. You know, because I have to dodge snake bites. You know, I got to keep my hands right.
Dude, it's gnarly.
The
first time I met him and hung out with him at your guys' ranch out in Temecula. Like, I hate snakes. I fucking hate spiders. I hate them. Within 10 minutes, this dude had a big ass snake around my neck, and I'm like, oh fuck! Like I was tripping. Like,
I'm not doing that.
But the way he goes about it, like he makes you feel so comfortable, where you're like, oh fuck, nothing's gonna happen.
Chance. Yeah. Not a chance.
And if something does go wrong, he knows what the hell to do.
Yeah.
Not a chance. I'm not playing with your snake. Not a chance.
I hope not.
You got me out of my. Yeah, there's not a chance. Have you played with a snake? Stop. No, I'm just asking from the perspective of the camera.
This is entrapment.
What? Crazy. What does he ever make you like? Hey, bro, you're gonna come over.
Does he make me play with his snake?
Yeah.
No.
Like how Twitch. Did he ask you first, or he just said grab it?
Well, he was kind of obsessive with it and just threw it around my neck.
Yeah. What? Well, I've seen the video footage. It's a big one. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, what I look at from you being this exotic animal specialist, there's not many places where you can just go to some, you know, island in the southern Pacific, Mediterranean, Red Sea, or the Baltic and see some Siberian lemur and be like, oh, I know how to react to this thing, the way it's going to spit venom out of its mouth like Jurassic Park Part 7. Like, you can't, there's no way. Or is it like, are you going home, you're studying where you're going, you're like, oh, I might run into this saber-tooth tiger. I might see this pterodactyl. Like, you see so many random wild animals. You got to like really break it down for the people who don't understand this, like me.
Yeah, man, for sure. There's like, there's so many animals that I have no clue about that we've come across. I know a lot about animals, but it's also, there's more animals I don't know about than what I do know about. You know, for snakes, there's like almost 4,000 species of snakes, different individual ones.
That's
insane. Know? So it would take me an entire lifetime to catch all of them, a few lifetimes, you know, if I'm constantly moving the same way I am. We come across snakes in our last trip.
I was gonna say the anteater. That was new.
Yeah, anteaters. We're looking for snakes. We find an anteater. You know, we come across looking for pythons, and we find, you know, a coral snake. You know, it's there's so many snakes and so many things I come across. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what this is. You know, I asked someone, like a person I'm with, is like, is this venomous?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to hold it.
I don't know.
Look, but I'm going to keep my distance, you know, from getting bit, because I have no idea what it is. And then when I get home or I get service, I'll look it up, or I pull my little book out and I'm like, oh, it's one of these things, you know, and it's cool.
Are you ever like, oh shit, I shouldn't have been grabbing that thing?
Yeah, in Vietnam,
when you get
some
service.
years ago, I was at a animal, like a meat market where they would sell animals and eat them and stuff. And these guys had like these big giant like grocery carts full of snakes with like netting in it. And I picked one up and I'm like, man, this thing looks dope. Took a photo of it, posted it, and I'm like, I have no idea what it is. And like 5 of my buddies that are deep in the reptiles are like, bro, that is a hot keelback. Like, it will smoke you and kill you.
No way.
And I'm like, dude, I had no idea.
And you just like, that's cute.
It was alive.
It was alive. Yeah. It was in a bucket full of different, bunch of snakes, and they were all the same snake, and that one stuck out. And I was like, man, look at this one, man. This is sick. And it was hot.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I barely want to play with my dog when it's dirty, being out in the rain, let alone.
It's like an 8.5 out of 10 on the venom scale.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like venom, when they talk about venom, like, okay, if I got bit by a rattlesnake, I'm gonna die, and you gotta suck it out of me, and then I'll be okay.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No.
So that's a movie.
I mean,
If Twitch got bit by a rattlesnake right now, would I have to suck it out of him, the venom, for him to stay alive, or would he have time to get like actual shot?
I mean, no, that wouldn't work.
So that's an urban myth.
Yeah. It's not a myth, because some snake. Okay, so rattlesnakes have super long, like hypodermic needle fangs.
Yeah.
So when they hit you, it's like penetrating your skin, your muscle tissue, and
everything.
It's deep in there. So you need to get to the hospital ASAP.
Wow.
But there's some snakes that are venomous, but they have short, little, small, tiny, fixed fangs.
That get
It's
like just the
like
first
a
layer.
cobra. A cobra will hit you and hit the top layer of your skin. It will penetrate, but it won't be so deep. If you need to start, tourniquet your arm, sucking the venom out, you have to do everything you can to stay alive,
What does the tourniquet do? Stop it from traveling?
Yeah, if you're
fast?
traveling, yeah.
So does it like just stop the blood there both ways? Is that technically
Yeah, if
what
you
a
say you
tourniquet
get bit in the finger, you should like wrap up the top of your shoulder where your arm is and just like straight get to the hospital.
So God forbid something happens, they only take off your arm, you'll still survive. Is that the idea?
If you make it to the hospital.
If you make it to the hospital,
How long do you have? Do you know?
I have no
It
clue.
depends on the snake. Some snakes can smoke you in 20 minutes.
Like you're done.
Depending on your body, if you're allergic to venom or you have like, some people are allergic to bees. If you get stung by a bee, some people will die. They get anaphylactic shock, just swell up. Same thing with snakes. If you're allergic to venom, a level 1 snake will bite you. Whereas if it bit me or Jeff, we just have like a little.
You're fine.
Yeah, it's like an ant bite, Whereas someone that's allergic will get bit by level 1 and they'll pass out in 8 minutes.
That's so gnarly.
And they'll be fully unconscious,
How many have you been bit by anything really gnarly?
No, very close a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, very close a lot.
You had a lot of snake bites though, yeah?
Yeah, snake
yeah.
bites like over a couple thousand.
Yeah, I remember seeing like your arm sometimes just dripping blood. I'm like, dude, that's gnarly. Like,
Yeah.
and you're just like laughing. You're like, ah, ha, ha.
A couple thousand?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I've got scars and teeth everywhere in my body from snakes.
Have you ever been in like one of like those gnarly countries and been in like some weird things, like getting bit by stuff?
Yeah.
Because that's gnarly, dude. To think like you're in a third world country, like,
Yeah, I'm doing that.
dude, that's gnarly.
What was it? What was we at?
I was gonna say the India one.
Oh God, I just showed you that video.
What is it?
Man, I had a rough time in India like 2 years ago. Me and a buddy from Australia went to India, and we actually got radiation exposure trying to catch snakes in a power plant.
No way.
And we were fucking tore up. Like, I have a really strong immune system, but someone like him, he hasn't traveled a lot yet, so his immune system dropped so low so fast. But he's also like been bitten by the world's most venomous snakes and been dead like 3 times.
No way.
I trust him that he's very strong.
Yeah.
He's also a much better snake handler and animal expert than I am. So we went to India and we were on our bullshit. We were catching cobras and milking vipers, and we ended up going to the hospital one day. We were just
felt like shit.
Destroyed, yeah. And then we got IVs and we came back like 75%. And it was like, I'm like, bro, I'm canceling the rest of the trip. We got to get out of here like the next day. So we had a bunch of snakes and we had at the hospital. We're in like literally South India. And I was pulling blood out of myself at the hospital. and I got these tubes of my own blood. I'm like, bro, tomorrow before we leave, we should, milk some of these snakes and show on Instagram what the venom does to your blood, because it coagulates. It makes it really like Jello.
No way.
Yeah. So I had these vials of blood in my pocket. The next day we had like 6 cobras, like 2 Russell vipers, which are very, very hot snakes. And I was pinning one, and I went to go pin it, and it started moving fast. And I kind of made a small, tiny, like literally an inch mistake. And my whole finger went inside the snake's mouth on video. And I rubbed the snake's fang. Like I could feel the fang.
No way.
Yeah. And even on video, my buddy's like, yo, your finger's in his mouth. He's like, did you get bit? And I'm like, no, I'm good, man. Like I got lucky. But I literally felt the entire fang. It was just sitting there.
So nice.
And I rubbed it, and I was like, holy shit. And then I had to go back and repin it, and then I milked it.
What happens if it would have touched you?
I probably would have lost my finger.
Really?
Another guy I know went 2 weeks later. He had gotten bitten by the same exact species, and he lost his finger.
Instantly.
What to do?
It took some time.
Just eat it from like the inside?
Yeah, you get bacteria in your bone. It rots your flesh. It hits your marrow. And if you don't get it taken care of quickly,
it can spread, right?
It just spreads, and it eats your hand.
So they literally have to cut it off.
They cut his finger off.
It's not like it just dies.
Yeah, I think he has just like a nub here.
Have you ever been bit by a snake?
No, I don't plan on it either.
The craziest thing is I feel like we have more in common than most, because I grew up chasing bears around my neighborhood, because I had a bear. I had a bear named Senor Churro when I was about 10 years old. And
Senor Churro.
And then Baby DiGiorno. There was 2 of them. And they would come every morning, and they would screw our house. And my dad was so upset that the builders were building homes in the mountains that he would tell all the neighbors, yo, if you guys call the cops on these bears, I'm like, we're going to have problems. Leave the bears alone, because my son's name is Bear. I think it's good energy. And we took the bear's land. And my dad's not like a land guy, but all of a sudden out of nowhere, he wanted to be an activist. So then the entire community was like, all right, cool. So for 6 years, this bear lived in my backyard in the trees. I have all the footage too. Now that you say that, now I feel a connection to you. And now I feel like me and you are boys.
Boys.
And it all makes sense.
That's why your name's Bear.
Yes.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna Twitch, I'm gonna let you run in from here while I pull up this video for him.
I have a pet bear too. It's a polar bear.
Deadly.
You guys seem like you're really good friends, though.
We are best friends.
You guys must have traveled
Not even
a lot.
friends. This is my brother, man.
This type of bond you only get from traveling with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see some shit when you travel together a lot. Like you guys go through some stuff.
This is my absolute boy.
Yeah, that's dope.
Where you guys been?
I literally think
Hit the floor, Jeff.
Yeah, I think we've literally been to 25 countries together. Like, I don't even know how many countries, honestly. We've been nonstop on planes since 2017.
Damn.
Yeah.
5 times a year minimum.
Minimum. Yeah. That's so sick.
Twitch, you said something really crazy when we started this off about having someone you could trust before they got here who films you. Like, that's got to be like a whole different experience, huh? Like,
yeah, dude, it's gnarly. Like, when you're traveling, you got to know, like, this dude has my back, or this dude can help me get out of here. I can help him. Like, you got to make sure you guys are legit. Like,
in the same way how you said, like, I don't really mess with snakes, but then, you spend 10 minutes with Mike, and then
you feel like you're a snake fucking wrestler now.
Like, because we've been all over the world, and there's some times where I'm just like, this shit is crazy. Like, but I'm like, if Mike's doing it, I'm doing it, and if we go out, we're going out together. But then there's some people too, like they'll be they'll be experts, but I don't have the same relationship with them. So they'll be asking. We were recently in Africa, and like, when he says milking a snake, do you guys know what that means?
No, I was gonna ask that.
Okay, it's like, so it's kind of, there's probably a more scientific way to do it, but when we're doing it, we will like drink a water bottle and then cut the top off and put like saran wrap, like plastic.
Yep.
And then I'm not doing this, but the boys will grab a nasty venomous snake and pin it, grab the head, and then you put the snake onto the cup.
Shoot the venom
so it
in
thinks that it's like, biting into skin or something. Yeah. And then it's just dumping venom in there. So we were recently in Africa and with another expert, and Mike literally was just like, I got to run to go to the bathroom. And this guy was like, yo, Jeff, I need your help. Can you grab this mamba for me? It was a black mamba. And I was like,
a big one too.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, respectfully, like I just have not done enough work with you. And I'm gonna, like, if Mike told me to do it, I'm gonna hop in, but I'm just like, bro,
you have that trust with him, so it's a different story.
I would die before I let anything happen.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not gonna put you in a bad situation. Well, I'll put you in some bad situations, but we'll get out of them.
I'll be in the front though.
How many times have you been bit? A bunch?
I've been bit by snakes, but not venomous.
No.
Yeah. That's another thing too about being so conditioned. Working with Mike, we were in Venezuela a year ago, and I was holding. We had caught like an adolescent anaconda, and I'm so used to being around Mike because he's like one of the goats at this thing, so he's just so comfortable with it. And one of the dudes who was with us was like, "Yo, can I want to hold it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, man," thinking nothing of it. And he grabbed that thing like full as hard as he possibly could while it was wrapped around my arm, like. Grabbed it, cinched in on it, and it freaked out and bit onto me. And then he's like, "Oh no!" pulling it while it's like,
while his fangs are stuck in you.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Bro, I'm hitting him. He's hitting the snake." I'm like, "Bro, get away! Like, what are you doing?"
No way. Yeah, that is gnarly.
Yeah. So funny, man.
Yeah.
That's not funny to a normal person. I know you enjoy that, but that's not funny to most people.
So funny.
Like, I ain't gonna try to hang out with you. You want to go to In-N-Out? Cool. I'm not gonna go wrestle an anaconda and get bit. That's nuts. Like, you find enjoyment out of that. I could definitely tell he meant that, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
That was genuine. That was a genuine, like, it's so fun to get bit by a saber-tooth tiger in my neck and just bleed everywhere. But, like, I came back to life.
I mean, when your boy gets bit by an anaconda, it's dope.
It's a story to tell.
We're here for the stories.
Yeah.
We like you. I'm glad you survived.
Yeah, we're here for the stories.
Bro, like zebra, snakes, owls, lions, cheetahs, panthers, whatever it may be. What's like the most like insane experience you two guys have had together?
There's so many, but he's got a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, we did crocodiles, swam with them, wild crocodiles, not like in a zoo. Like this was we flew into Mexico. We were driving for like 5 hours, and then the little like ponga boats, like the like fiberglass, just like whatever.
Shitty boats. Like, you don't want to be in it for too long.
And you don't want to be in too long. Boat. We're in that thing for like 4 or 5 hours out into some mangrove island. So it's not even like there's no land there. Yeah, it's just like whatever, like trees basically in the middle of the ocean, and it's a colony of just a shit ton of giant crocodiles.
So gnarly, dude.
So we're getting briefed on the way there. It was great. It was so ridiculous. We're getting briefed on the way there. And the guy's talking to us. And all we have for defense is one guy in there with like a Gandalf stick. Like he literally just has like
that's
a rod.
Your protection.
That's to protect us from 5 crocodiles. Yeah. And he's talking to Mike and he goes, the thing about crocodiles is you want to keep eye contact with them, right? And they'll never attack straight dead on forward. Sometimes they'll attack up, but they always like whipping around to the side. So he's like, the shot that we need, I'm going to have Mike come up straight to it, right? Face to face looking. And he's like, Jeff, I'm going to have you off to the side a little bit. And I'm like, yo, you just said that the only place that these guys are going to attack is to the side. Where am I going to be? Like, what are you talking about?
Just right to the side.
Yeah. And so we end up getting the shot. And then we get up, we're staying, it's like basically pieces of plywood on old trees. And we're just staying on top of that. So we get back up to it's like a dock basically.
Yeah.
And I'm with the crew and I have my camera out and I'm like, look at this shot. This is crazy. And like one of the guy, like the boat captain comes over and then the guide comes over and then one of our other boys comes over and all of a sudden out of nowhere, the whole dock just breaks out from underneath us and like 8 of us fall straight into the water.
With your camera too?
With the camera, with everything. We're in the ocean, right? Like infested with crocodiles. And like the number one rule is that you don't like rustle on top of the water. Because that makes you look like prey.
Yeah.
And 8 of us just fell in with no gear, no nothing. And I was a big boy back then. I was like 50 or 60 pounds heavier. I've never done something that athletic in my entire life. Like one hand reached up to the dock, like fingertips, and I just launched my whole
pulled
body
yourself out.
and I am just plucking people out of there.
No way.
And then within 20 seconds, there's 4 full-grown crocodiles circling the hole in the dock
ready
that we're sleeping above. Yeah, ready for it.
Did your camera get messed up at all?
It was in the housing still, like in the water housing.
Cool. I was like, dude, that would have sucked. Look how sick this shot is. Yeah. I got to see it once, but I lost that shit.
No, we have it all. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
No, they're not normal.
Like this
That's
is
why,
not normal
that is
behavior.
wild crocodile. Like,
That's why they're here.
That is not
That's
a
real.
zoo.
Yeah. So the
Is this CGI or real?
The cool thing about what we'll tell you
This
is
is before CGI.
Yeah.
I'll never tell you a story we don't have in 4K video or photo.
Yeah.
I would never tell you a story we don't have.
Why people don't believe you?
Because it sounds insane. It doesn't sound
No,
real.
if there's anybody people should believe, it's you. I've seen it in person. I'll believe every story you say. But I think once you see someone grab things that you're able to grab with your hands, with the torque and the thickness and the girth, and you're able to do it that quick, everybody
This
should
is how
believe
close
everything.
Jeff gets to these crocodiles. He's like,
That's you.
Yeah.
That's like 6 inches away.
You got to send me all these for the pod. So
Yeah.
people can see this.
We got you.
This
we got
is
you.
the craziest
Dude,
thing.
it's gnarly.
But like, I'm going to be all serious right now, and I'm not even trying to be funny when I tell you this, and I'm going to look into your soul and see if you're lying to me.
Please.
Are you scared when you take this? Because you can't be scared and get a photo like this.
No,
There's no way.
I think like because me and Mike talk about this a lot. Obviously, we're in dangerous situations. I just don't think, and this isn't like a tough guy like flexing. It's just like our minds. I don't think process fear as much. It's more like what is the thing in front of us and what is the goal we're trying to accomplish? How do we do it efficiently? I don't think there's much moment like when we're putting our weight belts on, we're putting our gear on to get in the water. We're not like, oh my gosh, like we're not looking at each other like I'm so scared right now. We're just like, what's the goal at hand? It's time to accomplish it.
I feel like you can't be scared like that. It's like one of us preparing to do something that we know we do all the time. It's like you don't think about what could happen. You think about what do I want to do? Like I need to get this shot. I need to do this. Like I feel like when you're scared or you worry about it, that's when you get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So gnarly.
He's
Like
petting the under tongue of an alligator in some island with probably no in and out around or any sort of medical help.
Bro, the best part about that island is it's actually a lobster fisherman island.
Yeah.
So they have these underwater cages of like 1,000 lobsters. So
No
that's
way.
what our in and out was. We would go throw
Just fresh
dive gear on,
lobster every day.
go swim over,
Yeah.
and you just pick out like what you want to eat. You just
That's
grab
so
it and then
dope.
swim back to the dock and they grill it up. It was insane.
That's so
The
sick.
huge one. Since out of all the crocs, there was the one that was like, it had to be like 4.5 meters. And it was like one of the last ones we swam with. And we were feeding it lionfish, dead lionfish. That's how they get the crocs to come eat. And right when we were getting out, we got this sick video of Jeff filming it and the croc is swimming towards him. And he just like lays down on the sand. And the water's only like 4.5, 5 feet deep where we're
you're
at.
under it.
Yeah.
Croc swimming almost belly to belly on Jeff with the camera. Insane shot.
Yeah, we have all of it too.
But you're not like him, and so you're doing the same things as
worse
him.
than me. That's
Where
the problem.
are you getting this? Like for you to get that shot, right? Like
Well,
that's-
it's like he's not like you can't be scared. Like,
No, I get
he,
it,
He
but
probably
you
thinks
signed
when he
up for
sees the
this.
croc, like this is gonna be dope.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you wouldn't-
Like,
Yeah.
here's the shot I
What's
wanted.
impressive about Jeff is like me, I'm wired for this because I think about it like for 31 years, I've thought about jungles I've never been to. So when I get there physically, I've already been there a million times in my mind. I dream about it. For him, he jumps in, he does whatever, he doesn't think twice about it, you know? And it's impressive that like he holds his composure and gets these crazy moments of me and also himself and also of the animals.
Yeah,
You know?
that's so rad to
He's
like
got
have
so
that
much
bond and like
confidence
have that much
I haven't
trust in
seen
each other.
in people, you know, even people that are full-on animal junkies like myself, I watch them from a distance because I study a lot of people and I see them get nervous. I look for chinks in their armor because I like to study and learn from other animal people. And I see the hesitation. I see
Mistakes,
mistakes. Whereas this guy is like any single, deep ocean, crocodile infested, cobras, climbing trees,
Anything.
He just doesn't even. He's laughing at everything, you know. And that's why I call him his nickname's the albino rhino. But in our family, he's the polar bear.
Yep.
Nothing fucks with the polar bear. You know, everything is scared of a polar bear.
Wow.
On land, if the polar bear, there's a reason why God put polar bears in the Arctic and the snow, because if they lived in Africa, they'd eat elephants. You know what I'm saying? They'd eat lions.
Polar bears are that gnarly.
They're
I never knew
gangsters.
that. No way.
If a polar bear stands up fully, the top of his head will be at the same rim of a NBA regulated basketball rim.
No way.
So imagine a polar bear standing up and the top of his head is at the rim.
And you're just like this.
You're like, what is that thing? Yeah.
Wow.
So
You ever mess with any polar bears?
not yet. We're working on
Is that
it.
you guys
Jeff's
want
got
to?
a friend named Cam and David Yarrow. They're like world-class photographers with animals and other things. And they have this polar bear expedition they do. It is ridiculous.
They have a photo. The dad, David Yarrow, legendary photographer, but I don't know how they have this. I think it's just like the season, but there's a photo of him holding his camera and there's like a little stream that a polar bear is drinking out of. And he's like right here, the stream.
No
right
way.
Here, the head's right there. It's crazy.
So gnarly.
When a polar bear stands up, you're saying, so let's say it's like 9-10 feet on both legs, right? On the hind lanes. I remember watching a short about the short-faced bears on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And they were like the original like ultimate predator, right? They were just nothing could screw with these
short-faced bears are gangsters.
So that was a real animal, right? Obviously, they found fossils and stuff of it. Is the polar bear like the predecessor or whatever you call that? Like, what do you call that? Like the
I think there was like sloth bears and short-faced bears back in the day from like Argentina all the way up
because they find them all over the world.
Yeah, there's one species left of short-faced bear. I could be wrong, but it's in
short-nosed bear.
It's in Venezuela. Venezuela and it's not the Andes. What is that? What is that mountain range over there?
The one you did the thing?
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but
the short-faced bear was 11 feet tall standing up.
Yeah. So polar bear is like right underneath that.
Wow.
Yeah.
The largest carnivore to ever live in North America.
Yeah, polar bears are straight gangsters. There's a cool video of these fishermen. They're out they're like 6 miles away from like land. There's a polar bear just swimming, chilling, looking for food. They can swim for weeks at a time.
Where does it sleep? Where does it stop?
It doesn't. Just swims.
Keeps going?
Yeah. It's a polar bear. Nothing's gonna eat it. Nothing's gonna touch it.
Where does a fish sleep?
Underwater.
Like it just lays down?
No,
it just climbs up on the beach.
Some of them like go inside an enemy or like sleep inside of like rocks of coral beds.
But do they fall over when they sleep?
No. They just like kind of.
So they could hover, like they could levitate sleep.
Some of them are in like autopilot, like they're just cruising at like they're in cruise control.
Have you ever thought about that? I just thought about that. Right
no, I haven't.
Where does the shark sleep?
I don't think sharks sleep either. I mean, they sleep, but they just like they keep moving. Like a shark just has to.
So they sleepwalk.
Sleep swim. Yeah.
Oh my God, so we do come from sharks because we sleepwalk when we sleep, and they sleepwalk when they swim, and it all correlates.
Yeah, I think my hand's too big for this.
Is there anyone like you ever hit up for like knowledge, like on like certain things?
Yes. I have. So most people think that I'm just like some. Oh, never mind. I fixed it. Sorry.
Know it all.
Some people think I'm just like some walking, talking encyclopedia, and I'm not. I have a lot of teachers, and I have a lot of teachers for different species. There's a lot of guys out there and girls I know, women, that specialize in just orangutans or just venomous snakes or just lemurs, and they hate everything else, but those people are my friends or my teachers. And I gain so much information from them because they're obsessed in one particular department and they know everything about it, or they even wrote the book on it. So I can go there and observe their knowledge and what they do in the field, and then they can give me so much information, And I have probably a bad way of asking too many questions as a student.
Just wanting to know the knowledge.
But to the right teacher, I'm a pupil student.
Yeah.
Because I will ask questions that most of their students wouldn't ask them.
Which they love probably. Exactly. They're like, oh yeah, this is this.
Exactly.
I want to tell this dude everything I know.
Exactly. Because I'm asking all the questions in and out because I've thought about it, and when I finally get there, it's like, okay, like teacher, please, like give me
all the knowledge. Yeah, that's so rad.
I learn from people that are younger than me.
Yep.
I have a buddy in Australia. His name's Ricky Mack. I think he's one of the greatest animal guys on the planet at the moment. He's like the real Steve Irwin. Like if Steve Irwin was reincarnated, it's Ricky Mack. Or like there's another guy called the Barefoot Bushman. He's an old school guy from Australia as well. But Ricky, he's like an encyclopedia for venomous snakes. He's younger than me, but when I get to hang out with him, I can watch him. Like I think I spent like 19 days in the outback with him and like driving in the car, sleeping on the side of the road. And for like the first 7 days, I didn't touch a snake because I was so fixated on how he was catching them, how much he knew. And I would just watch him, how he holds the tail, how he would explain things, how he tracks them. And then when I got a little more comfortable, then I started, mimicking what he was doing. He's like, hey, mate, you're holding it too high, you're holding too low, move here, move there, So I'm just a student to the game. And I'm always willing to learn from any and everybody. I have lots of teachers, like I said, older and younger. I have teachers that are 80 years old that wrote the book on orangutans from Nat Geo went to school with Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey.
That's crazy.
And then I have guys that are 6 years younger than me that are teaching me about different snake fangs and different venoms and stuff.
I think it's so cool. Yeah. So I've always been interested. Like, do you just know all this? Like, how many books you reading? Like, I was like.
Yeah, I study often. He knows everything.
Yeah, like, you would think from his Instagram he knows everything.
Yeah, it's just a lot of time in the field too. You know,
like experience.
A lot of in field experience is what I like to do. I've read tons of books. I've watched millions of hours, probably not millions of hours of videos, but tons of hours of videos. I've worked in zoological facilities. I've worked at professional zoos, private collections, visited different places. I keep 200 animals myself. I've done veterinarian work, but it's never enough. It's never like I'm at the peak. I have to keep going. Like I'll do this till the day I die. I could be
rad.
99 years old. If I could still walk, talk, breathe, move around, I'll be learning from someone that's probably 17. So it's cool, man.
You talk about the outback, I don't think a lot of people have an understanding of how Australia works with the outback and then the coast. And you've been down there for a lot of trips, right? For moto, and we have a lot of friends who are from Australia. But can you kind of walk through the audience how the outback works and the dangers of the animals and how Australia is kind of positioned with people, the open space, the animals? Because I don't feel like people truly have an understanding of how wild Australia is.
Bro, Australia is wicked.
It's gnarly.
Story about that guy riding that crocodile's back.
Yeah.
That's not a normal story.
Hey, Bear.
That's his giveaway story. To me, that would be like my main story for life. That's just like, yo, you can have this one.
No. Bear, again, we're on a influencer trip, just enjoying the sights or whatever. And again, we're like, we're at the Whitsundays. It's like these it's like the Bahamas of Australia, like stunning. And Mike finds this guy again in like the piece of shit fiberglass boat thing to take us. And I'm like, bro, we had
you guys are getting comfortable in these shitty boats, huh?
We spent days in those things. But I'm like, Mike, we have the villa, we have, on the beach, we have a chef at the house. And he's like, no, there's this spot on the mainland. So we're taking this little like Ponga boat back to the mainland away from our beautiful villa on an island to a crocodile farm. And it like some dude comes out, just such a movie character, like hand is mangled from like literally just like pieces of hand. Just getting
bit all the time.
Yeah,
like my strong hand.
Yeah.
I got one finger left.
Legit. And he's just giving us the tour around and he's hopping in. I mean, I've never seen crocodiles like that in my life. Like
wide as a table.
Yeah, like actually
wide as the table.
Wide.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like
wow.
It doesn't literal like you look at those and you're like, okay, I'm starting to understand like what a dinosaur
exactly.
is.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that's a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah. And he's just riding that thing like a bull and he like has like a little PVC pipe that he'll just like smack it on the head and you'll see those jaws clamp. Like
no way.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, aren't alligators or crocodiles like the closest thing we still have to dinosaurs, or is it cranes or something like that?
I heard I thought someone said like chickens because they have like the raptor feet.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, it's hard to.
What,
dude?
Like I said, we'll never tell you a story that we don't have.
Yeah.
Bro, guy looks like he's making the Mongolian BBQ at the woods. The walk. What is this?
So this is actually a legendary family called the Bredlis. They're from Australia. Huge. I'm gonna tell you the barefoot bushman.
Yep.
The OG is Robbie Bredel. I think he spent like 15, 20 years out in the outback with the original Aboriginal Australians, the real Australians.
That's like the tribe, right?
Yeah.
For the people that don't know, it's like
it's the OG Australians, the original Australians.
Okay.
And anyways, this family has been there for multiple generations, and but they live with the Bushmen, which is different. Versus living in the city or living a modern lifestyle. He actually lived with the uncivilized tribes. And he learned crocodiles and emus and venomous snakes. And I think that's his grandson, actually. That's not even the OG. So these guys hop on these saltwater crocodiles' backs, which is the most gnarly crocodile on the planet. Like, there's no other crocodile that even comes close to a saltwater Australian crocodile. And these guys are jumping on their backs with freaking Home Depot buckets. And they're tickling them on one side, and the croc's reaching over. They can snap you in half in a second.
Yeah.
Like, straight snap you in half. And they're like little stick, and they're like, "Hey, look at this, Mike. Hey, like, over there, Mike." And the thing's like, it's like, and then you hear it, smack, and you can feel it in your spine. like, damn, dude, that thing is gonna smoke you. I think they have the hardest bite force out of any animal on the planet too.
A hippopotamus.
No, crocodile.
Really?
Yeah, saltwater and now crocodile. I think they battle for the top spot of so much pressure. Bigger than a great white shark. Big, like it's ridiculous.
I can't imagine that.
And Mikey, what's the rule with it where like, because you know how they touch the inside, but there's like it's like if you touch the bottom, you're fine. If you touch the top, it clamps or something. Or like, what is it? You know how they like?
Yeah, if you for some crocs, it's not all of them, but if you can get underneath that little like skin flap.
I saw you rubbing that.
Yeah, that little skin flap is like a good way. If you can almost even grab it, you can kind of maneuver it. But anywhere from like the sides, you touch the, say this is the croc's mouth here's you're kind of sort of safe. But anywhere like even up here or on this side or
they're so quick, right?
Yeah, even on the top, like the top is like you're playing a dangerous game,
Have you ever been chased by a crocodile?
Oh my God, yes.
Are they fast?
Very fast.
With those little legs.
Yes.
Okay, that's actually another we were saying like urban myth.
Yeah.
Where they're like, don't worry, you can run away. Like, of course, they don't have great lateral movement, but they're not slow. Like the whole myth of them being super slow, that is definitely not true.
What's a crocodile run a 40 in?
A Cuban crocodile can book.
They gallop.
What?
A Cuban crocodile is like
crocodiles from Cuba?
Yeah, they run fast like an iguana.
No way.
You see an iguana, right? Imagine a crocodile running at you like an iguana.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, bro.
And then it's gonna bite you when it gets you?
It will kill
I don't
you.
want that.
It's gonna do more than just bite you.
Have you ever been chased by a crocodile?
Hell no, I ain't ever put myself in that situation.
Oh my God, I've never been chased by a crocodile.
I'll watch it on his Instagram. I'm good, dude.
Yeah. Look, going back to Australia, it's so dangerous. Like all the animals they have there, they don't have many big mammals.
Like they have super dangerous snakes and stuff like that
they
too,
have
right?
almost all the most, like the top 10 most venomous snakes on the planet, I think come from Australia. Inland taipans, red-bellied black snakes. I mean, you name it, they have it. They even have venomous spiders. The Sydney funnel webs.
Dude, I remember the first trip I took to Australia, my buddy's like, oh, that's hairy. And it's one of those big ass like spiders. It's like
Huntsman spider.
Yeah, it's our daddy long legs, and that's their version of it. I'm like, bro, that thing looks like a tarantula on steroids, and it's just cruising around your house. Like, why don't you kill that thing? He's like, nah, dude, they're fine.
You didn't kill it?
No.
You just let it roll around their house?
Dude.
I ain't touching that shit
It's like a daddy, it's like a daddy long legs, right? Like, yeah.
Will it hurt you?
I don't know. I was scared as hell.
A huntsman spider is harmless.
But they're so big.
Yeah, they're just scary because there are people who have arachnophobia. So they see a big spider.
What-ophobia?
Arachnophobia.
You ever watch that movie?
No.
I didn't sit on the toilet for a month.
What's arachnophobia?
I think it's like the scientific diagnosis of your fear of spiders, arachnids.
Ah.
So the name for spiders is arachnids. And if you have arachnids, like arachnophobia.
Well, yeah, I'm scared of spiders. I'm scared of spiders and snakes.
Most people are. Yeah. I was scared of spiders for a long time at one point as well.
I don't know why. They've never hurt me. Nothing's ever happened to me. My dad one time told me that. He was like, yo, why are you so scared of the spiders or the snakes? I'm like, you are too. Shut up. He's like, but have you ever been bit by one? I'm like, no.
I don't know what the hell they're thinking, and I don't want to find out.
Don't they just look scary?
Yeah,
I think
they
that's
do.
the Bible, because I grew up knowing that like the serpent was the bad guy.
Yep.
So you're just bred to think that snakes are bad.
That's
I'm
true,
sure there's
man.
some nice snakes.
Yeah, that's true.
I think also just like evolutionary humans are not like you want to avoid the things that can kill you. Yeah.
Everything's scared of snakes.
I got a question about the snake. Like when you guys say you milk them, what do you do with the venom? Or why do you do it?
When we're out in the field, there's nothing we do with it. We just, toss it.
Just want to check it out and see it.
It's more so like practice, know. But there's a lot of facilities, especially in Australia, that milk snakes, milk the venom, and then they turn it into anti-venom. They have venom labs.
Yeah. Wow.
They have some in Florida as well, too, called Venom 1. And it helps anybody that lives in any areas where there could be potentially venomous snakes, which is a lot of spots. And if you're out cutting your grass and you don't see a snake and he bites you in the foot and you call the ambulance, that hospital has anti-venom to help you not die or lose your leg.
My daughter the other day, we were out golfing and her tee flew back and she went to go grab her tee. And it was right next to a baby rattlesnake. Dude, the snake was like that long.
Yeah, man.
And she like looked at it. She's like, "Is that a snake?" I'm like, "Back the hell up." I'm like, "That's like a gnarly, like a baby rattler will kill you, right? Because they don't know when to stop shooting the venom into you." Yeah. She was like, "I don't even want to play."
As a dad, were you scared for her? Were you scared?
Well, she like sat up right away and she like stepped back, like she knew better. Like I've always wondered, like, hey, like living out here in Temecula, like there's snakes everywhere. Be careful,
everywhere.
Yeah. Especially at Cross Creek up on the hill in Duluth. It says it everywhere. There's snakes everywhere. So like her tee flew back and she went to go grab it. She's like, "Oh no!" She took off running. She's like, "Dad, get my tee." I'm like, "Hell no!"
Can a snake lunge at you?
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So is it better to run or walk?
I mean, if you don't know the snake or you don't know anything about snakes, best to just walk away. They won't chase you or anything. That's all a myth. People are like, oh, I got chased by a water moccasin or a rattlesnake. They don't chase you.
You were just in the way that they were going.
Yeah.
A water what?
A water moccasin.
What's that?
Like it's a venomous snake from like southern United States, southeast United States.
Where are they found?
In the water, like ponds and swamps. People go fishing and they'll see
just cruising up the stream.
Mouth,
Yeah, well, now I'm not going swimming.
They have like white mouths and open their mouth up wide. And
does it hurt the snake when it goes like this when you're grabbing it and it does this thing? Does it?
No,
hurt
if you do it the right way, they're pretty tough.
And then you just let the snake go back in the wild.
Yes.
You just like you throw it back in the bushes or something.
Yeah, put it back. Some snakes I can't like if I pin a snake, I don't like just throw it down because I have to pin it and then put it back on the floor, repin it with the stick. Let my hand go softly, and then let the snake go.
Yeah,
because sometimes
it can just turn and snap.
Yeah, sometimes some snakes are so agile, they're like waiting for that moment for you to even let your grip go a little bit, and you can, boom, and you're bit.
As soon as they feel the tension come up tiniest bit.
It's just so stressful.
Dude, it's gnarly. Like
you have to be fully mentally aware of what you're doing.
And I noticed too, like you're training all the time. Like you said, you're always working out, you're always boxing, you're always doing jiu-jitsu. Like it has to help you. Yeah.
I lift weights so I can pick up tortoises.
Yep.
I do jiu-jitsu so I can, hold a crocodile when I need to.
Yeah. Or like a big ass snake wanting to wrap you up. It's like, okay, I'm gonna relax. I got this. Like,
sometimes Jeff tries to beat me up, and I'm like, bro, I gotta defend myself. So.
He's good. We sparred one time. He's good. He came in here.
Bro,
we
he's
sparred.
nasty.
He has hands.
He just won his second fight.
So sick.
I vouched for him. I was like, he came in here one time, right? And look at him. He looks like a Zac Efron on steroids. So I go, come in the ring with me. So I made him throw on some gloves. And I go, if you're really Tarzan's cameraman, I didn't believe him. And Luke Rockhold goes, just give Luke's in here hyping you up, But Luke always starting problems. Go, give him a round or two. And I'm in my jeans and I'm just messing around. I'm like, yo, don't kill me, bro. And I'm like, oh my God, he's trying to kill me. So I'm like dodging, dipping, weaving. I'm doing the whole nine. I go, yo, chill out. Like, we're all friends. I'm Tarzan's cameraman. I'm trying to make a name for myself. I have to kill you. I'm like, who sent you in here with those orders? Like, we're all one team. I have a cannon, brother. Like, I'm sorry you roll with Kodiak and stuff. Like, chill out. I have a question. And, you said you like look at people and you like to see like the mistakes they make or try to, take an intel. What mistakes do you feel Joey Exotic made with Karen?
Good question. I actually really studied that whole thing a lot because I'm in that world. I think the biggest mistake he made with Carol Baskin was he was too fixated on her. He should probably
obsessed.
He was obsessed with the because she was giving him feedback. She was giving him attention back, and he wanted the attention. At one point, I could probably say he did love, animals or what he did, but then it changed to, having more attention than versus the attention of the animals.
That show was awesome.
Yeah, that show's crazy.
I can't believe you don't have a show yet. Like, have you pitched one or anything yet? Because it's like, dude, like if you guys had a show, everyone would watch it, dude.
I look at my life like. You see how Michael, I'm not saying I'm nowhere near the same way, but Michael Jordan, how he did The Last Dance, how he waited so long to drop his documentary.
That was dope.
We have so much footage from start to finish that we have footage that we've never even shown people.
Yeah,
we have full trips. Like we have full episodes of Egypt from COVID where there's no tourists, there was just us.
That's so rad.
And we never released it,
Yeah.
So there's so many things that we have that one day we'll drop a documentary, probably when I'm either dead or when I'm old.
I feel like you guys need to start working on it now. So it's
we have it all.
He's
got all of it. So.
You got to do it now, though. I agree with Twitch. You got to do it now, though, where people can like go meet you and interact with you.
Yeah.
And don't do it as like a legacy thing. Do it as like an in-person thing because you guys are very charismatic. It is cool. You're like Batman and Robin, but you have cameras instead of guns and you like save the world by finding venomous snakes. It's a cool story, right? Like you guys would get an amazing book tour. I could see like Martha Stewart making cupcakes for your events. Like I feel like you guys should really like dial into that. I think Twitch is right on this one. I
agree.
I 100% think you guys need a show.
Like, I just didn't want to come out like, because social media was so new when we first started. So Instagram was just catching on and we grew so fast. So I didn't want to come out and be like a expert when I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't well traveled yet, but now the game's different. We've been 50-something countries. We've, worked with a lot of stuff. We have real experience, in field. So we can tell a story now, and the same thing, like I said, I won't tell you guys a story or anybody's story that we don't have in footage, a 4K and video photo, Have
you guys ever been to a spot where people are like, nah, like we don't want you here?
Never.
Never.
Yeah. We go to places where no one's allowed and they allow us.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It's actually opposite.
Like how?
It's just because of who we are.
No, like what place? Like what? Like how'd you get there? Then how did they allow you?
Galapagos, like we were joking earlier in the lobby, like we were literally the only ones there. Like actually,
that's gnarly.
Yeah, the only ones there.
Wait, okay. So how do you get to the Galapagos? Is this the island where they have
Full
all the
rebels? We are, bro.
They have the plane that flies over with the last tribe that's never seen humankind, and they eat their cannibals. Is that island?
No, but we have been to some uncontacted tribes too, deep in the Amazon.
Really?
Okay, so let's start with Galapagos. How do you get to Galapagos?
It's not crazy. You fly. What is that? Ecuador?
Yeah, we flew LAX.
Keto?
Yeah, LAX to Quito,
Yeah.
Quito to.
And then
You guys went
Keto.
on a keto diet before you went to Galapagos?
Yeah. And then Quito to Galapagos. But then Galapagos, which I didn't even know, I thought it was one island. It's like a chain of islands. So the deeper you go, like more boats and ferries, and again the fiberglass boats.
Yeah.
The more of those you take, the more like
You're like, here we go again.
yeah.
We went during the peak of the pandemic. We traveled all through the pandemic. We didn't follow any guidelines.
Yeah.
As
Keeping
you
your
should.
distance.
As you should.
But we had some of our best trips ever in our life
Yeah, it was
during that time because we were the only people there. So we had literally the entire Galapagos to ourselves. Everything was shut. There was no government running. There was no tourist stuff running. Restaurants were closed. Everything was shut down. So we were like talking word of mouth, trying to find like small little boats to take us to that island.
Yep.
We went to islands where it's illegal to go to because they're closed. There's nobody there. There's not even a shore to get there.
Yeah.
So we would anchor and then take a boat off of our boat, get in a little tiny pontoon boat, and then move over to this island and anchor and then swim into the island.
You know, like the inflatable dinghies that you would have on like a
Yeah.
powerboat or something, bro.
The emergency boat.
This shit was like I want to say half this table, but not even.
Not
and
even,
there
bro.
was 6 dudes our size in that thing. Like legit, the water was like an inch off the top of the boat as we're like chugging along the shore.
Do you guys feel like the shittier boat you get in, the better the trip's going to
Yes,
be?
That's
Like, 'cause
actually
you know what I mean?
real.
That's a
Seriously.
fact.
That's
like,
actually real. Yeah.
you're like, yo,
That's
this
such a
thing's
Lake
fucking
Havasu
sketchy.
thing.
This is going to be the best shit ever.
Yeah.
Only Twitch would say something.
No, that's actually real though, because I feel like you're like it just means you're deeper in with the actual.
Yeah,
Without
that's
a
what
doubt.
I was thinking.
Without
Yeah,
a doubt.
100%.
You feel more part of it. Like when you go on
Yeah.
a road trip and you rent like a horrible van, you're like, all right, we could smash this thing, crash this thing. It
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
matter. Let's
Yeah,
ride.
they see that
Yeah.
shitty boat. They're like, damn, we're going to get some good footage.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good trip.
Like,
I'm actually
Riles,
gonna like mentally remember that. That's cool.
Yeah, I said that's why he always comes up with these one-liners, and I'm like, because he's so authentic to who he is. Like
Yeah.
he won't do anything he doesn't want to do. He won't meet with people he don't want to meet with.
Yeah.
He won't invite guests he don't want to meet with in a good way. Not like he thinks he's cool.
Same.
He's just authentic, and it's very hard to find people like that. That's why I love this guy.
Yeah.
But one-liners like that's literally the epitome of how I think Twitch would live his life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna just go out there and ride with the boys. Like I don't need no flair, no fluff. No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you
Do
walk
it for
me
the
through?
love.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you walk me through the Galapagos Islands, though, for the people that don't understand why there's so many unique animals there, why it's such an untouched part of the world?
Yeah.
Because there's no humans.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
Seriously.
Especially the island we went to.
So true.
The animals were so like not worried about us because they don't see people. Bro, tell them about that hawk.
Yeah. Like, I mean, again, like dinosaur-looking creatures. It's a Galapagos hawk. It's like giant talons with like beautiful brown feathers and then a bright yellow like beak. And they come up to you like pigeons do at like a coffee
No
shop in
way.
LA. Yeah.
How big are they?
I mean, they're not small. Like
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
just curious. Like, what's this?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like you'll
They
be
never
chilling
see
on a
humans.
beach.
Yeah.
You'll be chilling on like a random beach and like literally a baby sea lion will just like come waddle up to you. Like it's crazy. Again, I'm not an animal.
That's where we're at. That same island. That's
Yeah.
probably Jeff's photo. No bullshit.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to cut you off, and
No,
I
no,
just
you're-
want to
you're
jump
good.
on
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but I'm trying to find that there's an island or there's an animal on the Galapagos Island has a big red, like, rooster-looking thing. It's a bird
A
or
booby.
something. What's it called?
Oh,
A booby.
yeah.
It's
A blue-footed booby.
And what is it?
It's a bird that like they have NASCAR boobies, blue-footed boobies. I think they have red boobies. They're just an endemic bird to that region. And that island we also went to was a nesting ground.
Yeah.
It was protected nesting
I thought
ground.
they were. I always thought they were colored because they
Dude,
were trying to
that's
save
dope.
them.
Yeah,
I didn't
bro,
know it was real.
so sick.
Yeah.
But that's natural.
Yes,
Because like these
100%
eyes are
natural.
natural. It looks like contacts.
Yes, we went to that. We went to an island where it's off limits. The guys brought us over there, and there were hundreds of thousands of this same bird just mating, eggs everywhere,
No
little
way.
babies. It was crazy.
Wow.
They nest on the ground too, so they're just like little.
Everybody getting buck
no
on the
predators
beach.
over there.
Thousands of birds just getting buck wild.
The only sad part about the Galapagos is that there's so many beautiful endemic keystone species to certain islands that are just not on another island. But if you introduce a dog or a cat over there, it wipes everything out.
One?
Why? Because it eats the eggs. Rats will eat the eggs. Wow. Cats will eat the babies. Dogs will dig up things, you know. And these animals, like, if there's 16 islands, right? Every island has its own individual little ecosystem that the other island can't support.
So who's in charge of making sure that, like, you can't go there or people don't build there? Like, who owns the Galapagos?
The cool thing is, I think the Galapagos is the most successful conservation project ever in human civilization by Charles Darwin. He wrote a book on finches and evolution of animals and stuff like that. And he started in the Galapagos. And he wrote the book on all these different chains of events that happen with animals and how different birds' beaks are shaped thicker to eat nuts on this island, where that bird over there has a longer beak to eat insects inside of the trees, whereas the tortoises have longer necks to eat the cactus. And the cactus on another island grows spines in the bottom so it doesn't get eaten by the tortoises. It's just so many different things he studied and gave so much information, detailed information, so long ago that so many scientists were so intrigued that he did all this research and documented it and photographed it, and it made the island protected, fully protected. And the reefs, the iguanas, the birds, the penguins, the tortoises, I mean, you name it, that whole place is the most successful conservation education site for the whole world to say, hey, this is like how the world used to be before, you know, everybody took over and built beaches and cities and grocery stores and encroached on, you know,
where all these animals already were.
Yeah. So the Galapagos is like the #1 spot in the world for how you're supposed to keep nature. So there's when he wrote this stuff, I can't remember a long time ago. It's still the same today. Nothing's not much changed. Wow. If anything, it's gotten better. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And I mean, there's like an island where there was one tortoise, just one, and they found another one on a different island, and they put them together, and then they had 100 babies over the last 200 years. But it's like, damn, down to 2 individual species left, of no more left on the planet, and then they turn it into 200.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Republic of Ecuador is what's governed it, so it's part of Ecuador.
Yeah, it's Ecuador.
It's cool. And what you're saying is actually really cool. Like how we can not have more of that in the world is amazing to me.
Some spots are catching on. Like there's another facility in India called Vantara. I'm actually gonna go there pretty soon, me and him. And there's a billionaire that has like real billionaire money, and he's like, I want to save all the animals I possibly can, and he's got like 500,000 animals.
It's like legit Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
like he's like
2 of each.
Yeah, literally.
No way.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, he's
everything.
built incredible, like world-class stuff that no zoo. It's crazier than Disney World.
And you guys are going there?
Yeah,
That's
we
rad.
got invited to go there.
Wait,
That's rad.
It's called Vantara.
Vantara.
Yeah.
What's up with this like lizard iguana looking dragon that's on the Galapagos Island?
That's a marine iguana, bro. It's Godzilla.
That's Godzilla.
It's Godzilla.
So do you think that back then there was just bigger ones, people saw it, and that's how these fables and myths became about?
I believe it, dog.
I think everything, like every species was like one massive mega thing. Like lizards were one giant dinosaur, snakes were like anaconda times a million, sharks were great, or like megalodon, that type of thing. And then as time has gone by, food has gotten like shortages that they've like adapted and gone into like more.
What's the biggest anaconda you guys have seen?
We caught a 17 foot one.
17
How big around
in
was
Venezuela. She was a little thin because she just had babies. We found babies in the same area.
Oh, dope.
But she had to be like that thick.
Dude, those things
the
get
head like a
huge.
pinball.
The head was bigger than this box. That's how thick the head was.
Yeah.
So I could hold the neck, and that's the head,
So how do you hold that thing?
just like that.
But you don't have to do 2 hands and like pin.
Yeah, I
it.
do 2 hands sometimes. Like when you grab a snake in the beginning, they start going
Squirming.
crazy, you know. But once they figure out that you've got them, they'll just relax, and then they'll wait for you to make a mistake. They'll wait for you to get tired, you know, and then they make a move again. So it's just like a jiu-jitsu fight. If you
just
tire
wait.
somebody out long enough,
Yeah.
they're gonna give up.
A little more technique. With
Exactly.
Yeah. What animal were you surprised like that? You were like, all right, this thing's gonna be crazy. Everybody get ready. And then you went up to it and you realized it was like more gentle than you thought it was gonna be. I feel like a lot of animals get a bad rep until a guy like you is brave enough to go touch them.
Oh, orangutan.
An orangutan.
Really?
Yeah. I was in Borneo some years back.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I've done some work with chimpanzees. I worked with the baby chimp in Florida and raised them up to like 7, 8 years old. Got really big. I've also worked with a few other adult male chimpanzees. I've seen wild gorillas. We went gorilla trekking in Uganda and
gorillas
Rwanda.
look gnarly.
Yeah, bro, this guy was.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Go orangutan, but gorilla for sure.
You gotta tell me a gorilla story after.
Yeah.
Now that we're on apes, I'll tell you the orangutan story.
Yeah, I want to hear about the orangutan.
I was in Borneo, and I was on a mission to go see orangutans. I was actually supposed to go to Sumatra, and I ended up going to Borneo, which is like a bigger island next door to in Indonesia. And that's how I met Dr. Galapagos. She's the same lady that I told you that wrote the book on orangutan. She went to school with Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall, and they graduated from Professor Louis Leakey. And he sent, Jane to Africa to do chimps, sent Diane Fossey, I think, to like Rwanda or Congo to do gorillas, the movie Gorillas in the Mist from back in the day. And then their other classmate, Miss Galapagos, she went to Indonesia to do orangutans. So she actually has all of the records and all of besides like the UAE, she has the rights to tell any and every zoo what to do about orangutans in enrichment.
Way.
She can go to a zoo and say, "Give me my orangutan back. I'm bringing it home." She's like
if she feels like it's being mistreated,
yeah,
like
if
in
it doesn't
not a
have the
good
right stuff.
environment.
Yeah, she is.
But how?
She's the godmother.
She's
of
a
that.
G.
Yeah,
How did she get the power though?
she's been with Nat Geo since like the 50s.
So what happens? Like the zoos just know they have to respect her authority, or is it because like
I mean, it's the
legally-
well-being of the orangutan.
And who backs
she's
her
so
up on that
powerful.
one? Or it just doesn't matter because it's her.
Yeah, she's
Wow,
like
that's
she.
crazy.
I think she's really well connected with a lot of different government agencies, and she also literally wrote the book. So if anybody is like trying to, how do you feed this orangutan and what medication? She's actually like she's the one that did it.
Yeah, we're looking at the orangutan photos right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
these
I
things.
went to one of her camps, right? I went to one of her camps. I actually got I was trying to get a haircut. I met her on accident. I was like talking to a guy that does snakes. He's like, "Yo, I cut hair. Like, bro, I got a haircut. I got to film." He's like, "Yeah, I got to cut another guy's hair. Can you meet me here at this address?" I'm like, "Sure," but I don't know how to. Like, there's no Ubers in Borneo. So anyway, he came and picked me up. I went to this random guy's house, and he's cutting this guy's hair, and he's like, "Tarzan, what are you doing here?"
The dude whose hair he was cutting?
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, I just need to get a haircut." So I told him to come here to get my haircut. He's cutting your hair. He goes, "Dude, like, I don't know how you got here or why you're here, but my mom's here. My mom would love to meet you." And I'm like, "Who's your mom?"
Yeah.
He's like, he starts talking. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to meet her." She comes out, this old little white lady. She's actually Latvian. Jeff's Latvian too. And she comes out and we talk. She's so soft and well-spoken, and she's like a grandma, but you can see
You
like
instantly feel comfortable with her.
Yeah. And she like gives me like a little package, like, "Here's a shirt. I heard you're gonna go on the camp tours on a boat and visit the different. They have soft release camps. They have like ex-captive orangutans from rescues, and she brings them to the forest. She owns the forest, with the government. So she has like thousands of acres. Like
That's so cool.
She's a G. So she's like, "I heard you were gonna go to, my camps. I hope you enjoy yourself. Here's a souvenir T-shirt." So I put my T-shirt on. She accidentally gave me a staff shirt, like a forest ranger staff
So you're
shirt.
just walking around everywhere.
So I put my shirt on, and the guys that are working there, they're like the cops, the forest cops. They're like, "Where'd you get that shirt from?" And I'm like, "I got it from Dr. Galapagos." They're like, "You met the professor?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was at her house yesterday." They're like, "You met the professor?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She just gave me a shirt.
You didn't know how gnarly she was then.
Yeah.
Until that started going on.
So all the guys were like, kind of like, not weirded out, but they were just confused, And there was, of course, tourists over there, and then like the workers. So we get on this long platform. It's a big, like a piece of wood, probably like 5 feet off the ground, and there's like swamp and jungle. And there's a mom orangutan and a baby. And there's like maybe 6 tourists over there. We're getting off our boat. We're coming on. And we're like, oh, wow, finally we see some orangutans and the baby with its mom really close, like from me to you. So the orangutan's sitting there, the baby's just like playing around, and we're just like taking photos. And then out of nowhere, the mom grabs the baby and just takes off into the forest. And we're like, holy shit. And then we look, and there's a male just swinging so fast.
No way.
But quietly. We didn't even hear him. He just like popped up and just, stepped on the ledge of this little wooden plank. And all the staff and all the guests just took off running the other way. And then the guys I was with, they took off running the other way. And I'm like, well, fuck, I should probably fuck off too, So I backed up a couple feet, and this orangutan, he scared them away, and he sat there. And then he just like sat down, and then he just laid down. And the way he laid down was like on his forearms, and he put his feet back. And I was like, man, that's a grooming. He did a grooming move, because I was studying some gorillas and chimps. I also work with chimps. So I said, man, he's in a grooming, grooming stance position. So I'm like, man, I think he's chill. Like I said, I have a feeling of what can fuck me up and what won't.
Yeah.
So I seen it, and I was like, I think he's chill, man. And there was a cat like 30 feet away, and everybody ran. The cat, I remember like it's yesterday. Everybody took off, and the cat was unfazed. This cat was just moving.
Just creeping.
Yeah, just walking still. Just walking. And I'm like, yo, this orangutan's gonna fuck this cat up, dude. I'm like, watch this. I pull my camera out, and I'm like, this orangutan's gonna grab this cat, or the cat's gonna run away. And the cat walks, and the cat just rubs against the orangutan. Orangutan looks at it.
No way.
And I was like, yo, that orangutan, he's fucking cool. So I start walking towards him, and everybody's like, no. I'm like, bro, she's cool.
Yeah.
So I get close to him, and the orangutan looks at me, and then he like stands up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I probably should move.
Maybe he ain't cool.
Yeah, so he maybe ain't cool. So then I walked past him a little bit, and he didn't like come after me. So I took my phone out, and I put a selfie, and I'm like, bro, this guy is close. And he's like from here to the wall. And then I can see him like looking at my feet, and then he's like, starts to move a little faster. I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to move. So I start walking, and he's walking, and we're close, and I'll stop, and he'll stop.
Fill him out.
Yeah, and then after a while, after like 10 minutes, we're walking down this long path, and there's people like so far away in the back. Everybody over there is scared. So I get to like this little small ranger station, and one of the staff members is there, and he's like, oh, that's Albert. And I'm like, I don't know who Albert is, but Albert's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Albert's cool. So he's like, he loves coconut milk. So this kid runs inside his little ranger station. He grabs his green pitcher and he fills it with like, this much coconut milk. So he gives me a Tupperware bowl and like a little small bale of bananas. He's like, feed him, just throw the bananas,
out to him.
Put the milk there and just leave it. So I didn't leave it. I just sat down.
Yeah.
I put the milk inside the Tupperware, and the orangutan walks up and he drinks out the bowl. And he looks at me, and I'm like, all right, he probably wants some more. So I poured some more coconut milk in there. So he leans over, he drinks again, and then he's like looking at me like, give me some more, bitch. So I'm like, all right. So I pour the rest in there, and then I'm out. So I have like literally like a corner piece left of milk in there.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me like, give me some more. And I'm like, bro, there's bananas. And he's like, the bananas. He's like, give me some more milk. And I'm like, I'm talking to him. I'm like, bro, I don't have any more.
Yeah, it's empty.
So I have my hand, and I was like, bro, it's empty. And like 3 drops of milk dropped in my hand. He looked at the drops, and he moves over, grabs my hand, and
shut the hell up.
And then he gives me my hand back.
Were you tripping?
I was tripping, dog.
Dude.
And then he just like, he sits there for like 10 seconds. He's like eyeballing me. He's like looking at my hands.
He's like, this dude's cool.
And I'm like, man, this guy is going to either fuck me up or he's just going to chill.
Yeah.
Then he just turns his back and it's like, just chills. And I'm like 6 inches away from him. It was the coolest experience I've ever had. That's the video, yeah.
That's got to be the raddest experience.
That's my all-time favorite experience. We have 100,000 photos and videos in our camera log. I've only ever printed one photo of myself, and it's with me and him.
That's so
hung it on my wall.
Yeah. Now, like during that moment, though, because you say like you have to feel it, and I mean this in a seriousness, is it like a physical or like a mental feeling? Is it like an emotional feeling? Is it something where like, because I understand that concept, like you got to feel it. It's like an athlete fighting or someone with business, like that gut feeling, like a slogan, gut feelings are guardian angels. But there's got to be something more with you that's wired to be able to sit next to that thing and be like, oh, I feel like this is okay.
I pray a lot. I pray a lot. I talk to God my whole life. You know, I always, when I get to these countries, I say, God, show me your creations. Show me a good time. Let me know what's good, what's bad. Just give me the full experience of what you've made. I want to see. I want to see it. I want to feel it. I want to experience it. And if something's good, let it happen. If something's bad, let me know not to do it.
Yeah.
And
give me that feeling, guide me.
And I trust that feeling 1,000%.
So
no matter what it is, that thing could rip my arms off and beat me with it.
Dude, gnarly.
Easily.
Those things are so strong.
He has, you'll see later, he has, orangutans have big plates, like a big, huge oval face. He has gashes in his face from fighting other orangutans because they're solitary apes. Whereas chimps hang out in troops and gorillas hang out in troops. Orangutans are fully solo animals, especially the males. They don't hang out. They don't fuck with each other. They want to eat and they want to fuck. That's it. And they'll fight.
What a life.
Yeah. A good life they live.
That's crazy.
And so he has all these gashes and cuts on his face. And apparently he was in ICU a few times, like a orangutan.
From getting messed up?
Okay, he would fight other older males for rights to go eat on certain trees or breed with certain females. And I think we're the same age. He was born in 93. He's 31. We both met when we were 28.
So crazy.
So we were literally the same age. But he would fight other males. There's another male he fought recently, in 2 years before, named Doyle. He was 40 years old. And Doyle fucked him up, beat the shit out of Albert, and cut Albert all up. And they had to tranquilize Albert, bring him into the orangutan rescue center, stitch him up, spend thousands of dollars, a couple of $100,000, feeding him, taking care of him, and then re-releasing him back into the wild.
You get updates on him and stuff?
Yeah.
You keep
I got in
up on him?
so much trouble for that though.
You did?
Yeah.
For that video?
Yeah, because the professor, Dr. Galapagos, when I went back to her house, she was like, "Oh, so I heard you had fun. How was it?" And I was like, "Oh, I had a blast. We seen this, we seen that." And then I told her, because no one told her yet that I hung out with Albert. So I was like, "Yeah, this happened." And she's like, "You did what?" And I was like, and this is an old lady,
Yeah.
So it's I went from being all man, I had a great time. And she's like, "Sit down." And in her living room, she's like, "Everybody get out." And I'm like, "Oh."
You're like, I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Well, she knows her shit. She knows these animals.
Dude, she ripped me to pieces. She destroyed me. In 7 minutes, I was just crying in her fucking
just
living
felt
room.
so bad.
Yeah, I felt so bad. I just hurt this lady's feelings, She's
Dang.
like, "How dare you get this close to a wild animal? You're a tourist from a different part of the world. These are my animals. This is my forest. I dedicated my whole life to this. Nobody hangs out or touches or even comes into contact with the adult male orangutan. Only I have been with females and the babies, and the males are very dangerous and they fight a lot, especially that one." And dude, she just she's like, "I don't even care about you getting hurt. What if that thing hurt you?" And then it goes on the news and everywhere. And you have this big platform, it makes me look bad. And you think other tourists can do that, what you're doing, so they're gonna want to do it. And she was like, "It wasn't even you, it was your shirt," because the orangutans they know who's the staff. They're very smart. They're not stupid animals.
No way.
So she's like, "I gave you a shirt and this thing recognized your shirt." And she's like, "The only reason they didn't attack you because you're bigger than everybody else." And I'm like, wow. Damn, she's just
makes you think about it.
Yeah, she was just crazy. Destroying me. And I took it, I was like, I went in there like a big dog and I came out like a little puppy with my tail between my legs.
You're like, "I'm sorry."
Tears in my eyes. And then after in 7-10 minutes, her ripping me, she was like, that was also one of the most impressive things I've seen in all my life. I've never
you get the compliment afterwards.
She's like, I really like you, kid. And she gave me a lot of encouragement. She broke me down, but built me back up.
You have to.
And it was a really good time. We actually bonded a lot. She took me to another part of her forest where there's nobody goes, nobody. And we spent 2 days there. She called up the entire government. She's like, "Come back in 3 days and I'm gonna show you how to really do some real work." And she had 9 boats with big guns, big officials, and they had these gigantic metal crates. They were doing a release of 2 orangutans they had at their camp, and they were releasing them deep in this forest. And she brought me along on her boat with her. And I mean, this guy's with mask on and just protecting this lady. She's a gangster, dog. A gangster.
That is,
and she lives in the area where they do palm oil. like palm oil harvesting, where they tear down a forest, real palm trees, and they put it in like Nutella and peanut butter. So it's really bad for the forest. Yeah. She fights them like tooth and nail for her whole life.
That's dope.
She's been like kidnapped and stuff. I'm not going to tell her stories because it's, you know, it's her stuff. But she's like also married to, God rest his soul, he just recently passed away, but the forest tribe leader, like the tribe leader of the entire forest is naturalist. And they got married years ago, you know, so she's like plugged in. You know, she's not only is she with the government, she is the forest, and she is the orangutan.
She's both.
Yep.
Yeah,
no,
she's
seriously,
like,
that's
she's
insane.
A G dog.
That's cool though. It's cool that the government shows her that much respect to give her all the power she needs to make sure everything's good.
She's powerful in that aspect.
It's a whole different world, dude.
Yeah. So she brought me along her releases, and she we talked till this day. She brought me to another spot where it's fully off limits. She's like, I know you like snakes and crocodiles, so I have a crocodile I caught some years ago. She said, I want you to do a release program with these crocs. I'm gonna give you that as my student. And I'm like, dude, this is it was like geeking out about it.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's cool how much passion and how much love you have for the animals too, because I'm sure like you obviously it's not about money, because I don't see a crocodile giving you money to go to Nobu. So like I'm assuming that you do this just because you love it. I've been seeing you do this for years. So when Twitch told me he was having you come on, I was like, dude, this is a good guy. This guy I could see definitely cares about what he does.
You can tell he loves it. Like I remember like you showed me a video of like you and Vin running around Florida somewhere chasing iguanas, like jumping over bridges, trying to grab them like in the middle of the night, like just stopped a car in the middle of the freeway. I'm like, these dudes love this shit. I'm like, this is rad.
Yeah, man, we love it. It's like a big I'm a big kid. You know, I'm a professional 8-year-old. You know, it's I've got to grow up on some things, you know, but at the end of the day, my heart is just like, it's never left the aspect of animals. And the more I get more experience and more hands-on, and I have more teachers, and I have good times and bad times, it just gives me so much more motivation. You know, the followers and the money, that doesn't, you know, the followers only give me more chances to travel more. Yeah. You know, the money I only spend, ask Jeff. I don't even wear jewelry. I love this stuff though. This is
shout out to the new JX1
Shout out to Jaxxon, man. This is nice, iced out. You know what I'm saying?
And you got the new chains. Yeah, but I always see you wear the chains. I've been trying to send you stuff for a minute, so it's good to see it on you in person.
Now we're locked in.
Now we're locked in.
I don't wear jewelry because the animals get fixated on it. You know, they can rip it off, bite it. You know, I want them to like,
or you get snug on something.
So
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Orangutan grabs him by the chain.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
that chain is basically indestructible. It's a brand new class, so that. You would basically stay on that orangutan suite and you'd be fine.
Easy.
Because that's a brand new class. So.
I ain't taking it off. I love it.
How'd you end up in Temecula?
Dan? Yeah. I lived in Everglades before that.
Fleischman?
Yeah, Fleischman.
Yeah, Dan Fleischman, my boy. I lived in the, also Latvian. I lived in Everglades in Florida for like 2-3 years. And I was posting a lot of stuff during COVID. You know, I had some friends come over and they seen my house and how I keep stuff. And they were like, dude, you got to open up something public. This is crazy. You know, they're like, where's your staff? I'm like, you're looking at them.
Me.
You know, I had like 16 dogs and 50 snakes and lizards and birds. And they're like, bro, what is going on? You know, they're like, who cares for when you leave? And like my mom and my little brothers, you know, they're also into that stuff too. And Dan was like, bro, I'm going to move you to California or somewhere. And I'm like, bro, you're never getting me out of here.
This is my home.
This is my home. You know, like Florida is like my hood, it's my energy. You know, I'm an adopted Florida man, which is hard to get, you know. Yeah. I got that pass. But when I had came back from Borneo actually, and Dan texted me a photo of this, a link to this place. He says, bro, I just bought this. I have extra house over there, and we have a spot for all your animals. You got to come. And I'm like, there's no way I'm coming. He goes, bro, please. I'm like, bro, I'm in Indonesia right now. He goes, fly straight here. I'm like, bro, I have to go home. I've been gone for a month. He goes, bro, just fly in for the day, see it.
Just check it out.
Yeah, just check it out. Just like, see if you like it. So I flew over there straight from Indonesia. Me and my wife got there and we were like, holy shit, this place is nice. It's a winery. You know, it was like all $11 million property. It's just done up, 30 acres. They had all these big pens for wine that they were growing wine in, but they built them to keep like rabbits and coyotes out and stuff. And he's like, yeah, bro, take all this whole side, rip out all the wine vines, and you have your animal pens. And you also have 3 horse barns down there with 50 stalls and AC and fly spray and more. Like there's hot walkers. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. You have your own house, Here's my house over there. It's just, I'm like, dog, I'm moving.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why he's like, just come see it. I feel like Temecula is one of those spots that like not a lot of people really know. Like they hear of it, but once you're there, it's like, you can do whatever you want. It's so nice. And like where you guys are, I'm like 2 miles from you. I'm like, you could basically go out in the hills and do whatever you want all day long. Man. And like with your guys' property, like, were you just thinking, man, I could have so many animals here? Like,
not even so many animals. It was like what I had at home. I was like, man, I can make bigger stuff, you know, because I have animals I spent $400 on at the pet store. And they live in $4,000 habitats. I swear, bro, their rooms are big as this room.
Yeah.
And the animal's this big.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, I'm gonna get them a mate if they're like, you know, communal. But I have horse stalls for horses with animal that big in it.
How many animals do you guys have over there?
Like 216.
So gnarly.
Every day it changes because we have baby goats and baby sheeps, and we just had a fresh llama. I have like I bred 7 llamas over the past 3 years. And, you know, goats and snakes. You know, I do rescues as well. We have donkeys and horses and animals that like aren't popular. You know, they aren't like viral. You know, most of my animals I say I have 200 animals. Man, I swear, like 175, 150 of them are just like basic livestock, chickens, ducks.
Yeah.
We rescue. Dan is obsessed with rescues. So when we first got there, he's like on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist trying to find like
more than
discarded donkeys. He's like bringing me like skinny, emaciated things. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And he goes, bro, we got to save its life. And I'm like, okay. Because we have quarantine sections. And next door to us, I can literally hop my fence and there's a giant a horse vet.
Yeah.
So they have every single
literally
thing,
right behind them.
Every medication I can need. I can do surgery on a horse next door to my house if I need to. So anything from a horse and smaller, I have full access of, you know, medical attention. So he's bringing in like donkeys and like discarded pigs and emaciated sheep. And we're just like, all right, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me this. And hit this guy with that, do that, leave him over there, feed him this, that, and that. Fresh water every day, clean the poop. Give him like 3 months and he'll be
good to go.
He's like literally 7% of life. And then now it's like they got babies and they're thick and healthy.
It's so rad, dude. Like,
we get them like professional shearing and shampoo and conditioning, hoof care. They get treated like kings over there. Some animals die, you know, because they don't make it. You get an animal at 7%, it has a 7% chance of living.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll take that 7% and turn it into 100%. Or 97%.
I feel like the whole property you guys have over there is just so bitchin'. Like you have all the animals, you have the Polaris track, you have
dirt bike tracks,
dirt bike track, Operation Black Site. Like you guys do so much cool stuff there, you know, like with training and teaching people and like just making it a better place. And I heard you guys were getting some heat, like maybe from like the county or the city or something.
Yeah, because you know we're in Temecula, so you have also other like horseback riding companies or like wine tasting companies or this and that. I think the military stuff kind of gave them a big red flag because when we first moved there, they thought we were shooting live guns.
Yeah.
Because we have all the military stuff. You got Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, Tim's badass.
Like, you know, he's a full-on gangster. So when they seen these flyers and it's like Temecula, they're like, what is going on? So
you're teaching people how to kill?
Yeah, automatically raise red flags. And then I have zebras, you know, and camels and toucans, ostriches. So someone rode by and was like, this guy has illegal animals, which is a zebra. I have a zebra. You can ride by the street and see a zebra in my front pen. And animal control will come or fish and wildlife. And you're like, we got a call from some random lady that you have illegal animals, but zebras aren't illegal in California. It's like having a pony or a horse. You can have it. It's equine.
Crazy.
So the guys, they'll come up randomly and then we'll give them a tour.
Yeah. And then they're stoked.
They're like, bro, this place is crazy.
Dude, it is.
You know, they have no idea. So they go from like the county. We went to the county. The county came by, and funny, I had some fans at Riverside County, like people that work in the office, like, bro, this is Tarzan's house. You know, like
we're on our way.
Yeah, like
so rad.
On over. So like we invite their family, all the cops from Riverside County, SWAT team.
They all train there, right?
Yeah, all the cops canine. They come patrol and they train there. So, you know, we had a little bit of heat from the county at first, but a lot of stuff has died down when they came and seen who we are and what we're doing.
What you're about.
It was more so paperwork stuff, you know, because
And them just not knowing what's going on behind them gates.
Exactly. Yeah. So when we're like, we don't have live guns, it's airsoft guns. We're not running illegal animals. It's all just rescue animals that require no permitting.
Yeah.
So when all these agencies came, they seen everything, and we're bringing them inside of our house.
Yeah.
I remember one morning, like 7 a.m., I got a text from one of our guys like, yo, fishing game's outside. I'm like, let him in. Pull him up to the house.
Got nothing to hide.
Guys come to the house. He goes, yeah, I heard about the zebras and stuff like that. But then he's like, dude, you look familiar. And I'm like, yeah, I do like animal stuff online. And he goes, I seen your stuff. And then I had posted a monkey like a day before. So he's like, where's that monkey at? And I'm like, bro, you're in my house right now. So if I had a monkey, it would be in my house.
Yeah.
The monkey's in Florida. Like you can look around. I open like all my drawers, all my cabinets. I'm like, bro, like, you can come in my house whenever you want. I made the guy some coffee. We chopped it up. I showed him all the animals I have and what we do. And he's like, dude, he wrote me like a letter. And he's like, when you go put your permits in, just like tell him this is a legit facility.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All the cops, we have like 50 plaques from all highway patrol and stuff that come and train. They're canine units, so they take care of animals themselves.
Yeah, so they know
what's healthy, what's not. So they come by and they train there, and they love the place, man. They bring their family on their off days and their kids.
The kids love it. You get a tour of the place. Like, dude, it's like you're at a zoo.
We were doing tours in the beginning. I would I
remember watching doing your event there.
Yeah, we jumped at the 100 million.
Bro, you would jump in dirt bikes in the front yard.
Yeah, on their driveway.
Yeah, I mean, the first time Dan did Operation Black Site, what was at my paintball park, Hollywood Sports Park, and then SC Village. And then he put the event together. Michael Chandler was there. Everybody was there.
Yeah.
And then he was like, dude, I got to get a spot so I could just build it out because we have all the airsoft facilities.
He did it.
And then he did it. And when he got that spot, I was like,
bro, Dan don't play.
I know. I was like, Dan, you got to be careful posting anything military or spec op because people are going to think you're actually shooting live ammunition. He's like, no, I think everybody will understand. And then I remember the first week he hit me up. He's like, about that. I was like, yeah, bro, I've been doing this. I'm telling you, you can't just post things like that because the people obviously don't know too.
Yeah.
But what you guys do there is special. I do think it's amazing. I think the rescue service part is the coolest part because that's all love of the game.
Yeah.
You don't make money doing that. You're saving animals.
Yeah.
There's not clout there. It's a lot of hard work. You're out there.
Yeah, dude, they're out there every day. Like
that's a crazy thing. You deserve your flowers on that one for sure.
Yeah, it's rad.
The cool thing too is like the idea was to get me to open up something public for like a public zoo. But when I talked with Dan and when he finally started getting into it with the animals and having this relationship, I'm like, okay, now Dan can walk in with the ostriches, he'll hang out with the camels and the bull. We have big 4,000-pound bulls,
gnarly,
big male bulls with balls and testosterone, and Dan's walking up and petting it. And I'm like, now when you start bringing people in, they're not gonna want to hang out with you. They're not gonna wanna. They're gonna be stressed out, and they're gonna want to be away. So you can bring people in and bring money, or we can just. My main thing is most people don't know, but I want to sell dog food and cat food. If you want to talk about money, if we're talking money, people, you're never gonna make a real impact in nature or conservation opening up a zoo, because that's not how you do it.
Yeah,
you got to do something out of the box. So my main thing since a kid, I wanted to sell dog food and cat food.
That's
the main basic ingredients of how to take care of your cat, how to take care of your dog. You got to think like, I don't know, I think like $180 billion a year are spent on 2 SKUs, dog food and cat food in America.
I think enough people where you can make that happen.
Exactly.
I think it would be highly successful.
That's why I have some of these connections, because we have, me and Jeff built one of the largest platforms, top 5 platform on the planet for animals.
So rad.
So it's like, okay, at the end of the day, we're doing snakes and crocodiles and gorillas and this and that, but at the end of the day, not everybody can relate to that. There's like guinea pigs, goldfish, bunny rabbits, dogs,
there's everything,
cockatiels, cats. That's it. The regular pet store stuff. So, but if there's $200 billion spent a year in America alone on 2 SKUs, and we have a top 5 platform, I'm not coming for 1% of that. No. So
go for all of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it right.
And we keep enough dogs and cats. Some of our most viral videos are from our dogs and cats.
Crazy.
Because people can't even understand that a crazy person like myself has a house cat.
Yeah.
That I love to death. People can't understand I have a dog.
Derek, why don't you have a tiger in there?
Yeah, like, where's your tiger? I'm like, bro, I have a house cat.
Do you have a tiger?
Yeah. And me? No, I don't have one.
You have a lion?
No.
Cheetah?
No.
Panther?
Only wild experiences with them and
Flamingo?
like zoologicals. No.
Go ahead.
Oh, good.
What happened? There was something that happened with like a cat handler dude that went like public for a while there. Like,
oh yeah, I heard you. Oh yes,
right?
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Cat handler?
Someone tried to press you, right?
Oh.
And then you mollywopped them.
Yeah, I got in a fight some
Little
years
altercation.
back. Yeah,
Was it an altercation or a physical?
Well, we got in a scrap. We fist fought.
Yeah, but
in the
does he not know
backyard.
you train?
I wasn't training at the time, but like I'm not a fighter at all. Like, let's get that out there. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I have a lot of fighter friends.
You do all that shit to perfect your craft.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Let's keep
You know,
saying that.
I'm an older brother as well, so I got sisters. I got a mom. You know, my dad's a super big athlete, so we would fight a lot, just play fighting. So, you know, my best friends are massive.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Polar bears.
Yeah, polar bears. So I'm not a fighter by a long shot. I know actual real fighters. I don't classify myself as a fighter. I just say, hey, I'm going to do cardio.
Yeah.
You know,
I can protect myself though.
Yeah. I can protect myself. If I want to throw down, like we can throw down, but I'm going to try to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and this guy had some differences. We're cool now, but at the time we worked together. We had some differences, and then we got in a fist fight, and I got a little crazy. We had some weapons involved.
Oh, damn.
He had weapons, so it turned out to be like on me.
You say weapons, you mean like a sword,
He had
javelin?
an AR-15 and like a Glock with an extended clip.
Airsoft or real?
Real. So
real weapons.
You know,
So it got gnarly.
Yeah, we mixed up, and you know, anyways, we mixed up, and he went to go grab one of his guns, so I went around his car and I pulled out one of his guns, and I was like, "All right, motherfucker."
One of his guns.
Yeah, but technically during that fight, that's felony assault because I assaulted him, and then when you disarm him, but it's not my weapon, it's technically burglary. So, but it's on my property, which is the whole crazy part. This is happening in my backyard where I'm, living at the time. So it was just a crazy thing. It got all in the news because the guy had just recently went viral because he also hunts pythons. So we caught this giant python in Everglades. He was on the news, set a new like Florida record, and I'm blowing up as Tarzan.
Yeah.
So Tarzan and python hunter clash and fist fight, and it just got so messy so fast. You know, it was so much. I got locked up for like 2 weeks.
No way.
Yeah, because I couldn't get bail because of my charges.
Yep.
So they let me out on house arrest. I was on house arrest for like 9 months. Couldn't
Got your
travel.
anklet on, playing with the orangutans and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's crazy stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy work, dude.
Yeah, but it took like what's funny? When Tiger King dropped on Netflix, helped my case.
Really?
That I was fighting with some people from that show.
Oh no way.
So yeah,
can I talk about this on camera?
Yeah, it's over and done with.
From the exotic camp or from the Carol?
No, it's just it's different side of. It wasn't. I never met Joe Exotic or Carol Baskin or any of those two.
Yeah.
But the other side of the documentary, I know those people, and I was hanging out with those people and working with some of those people, and I fought one of the guys that was employed by one of those people, and I was living at the house, renting from a house from another guy that was on that same documentary. That also his son is Tarzan as well.
Oh, no way.
So it was like
It was all full circle
The
for
battle
you.
of the nickname. Like who's gonna get the nickname?
Yeah,
So you guys were already dueling over.
So
who's
when
gonna
I was
get
in
to keep the
court
nickname.
explaining myself, they were like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, what is going on? And I got, I film all day, every day. So altercation happened in an odd way. And I made a YouTube video about it, posted it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I took it down because it's like old shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the prosecutor and judge, like, I was given all my information of like trying to plead myself innocence of, it's just a fist fight. Guy was talking shit, whooped his ass,
Which, this how stuff gets handled?
Yeah, there was no one got shot, no one I didn't burglarize the guy. He was in my backyard, if I took a gun out of his car, then fuck it.
It was for safety.
It was for safety. Like, I don't even have a weapon, at the time. So I was like, why? Like, how am I getting locked up for this stuff?
How'd you get out?
I had to pay a lot of money.
So you're good now.
Yeah, I'm good. Now this was like 2019.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
2019.
Yeah. Have you ever been back to that place?
No.
Do you ever go back to any of those places?
No. Well, we squashed all that stuff, but it took a while because it was some hot tension. It was heat.
I bet.
Yeah. But
you lived a very wild life.
yeah, 9 months of house arrest. So imagine flying around the world, making all this money, and then in the blink of an eye, you got to spend all your money on. I spent probably almost $500,000 on lawyer fees over the course of 3 years.
So gnarly.
Moving stuff because I had to take all my animals from this property. It was tragic. I was at such a low point in my life, but it turned me to a savage. At that time, I was like, if this is how it's gonna be, this is what it is. And I went from as soon as I got out of jail, and they put me on my ankle monitor, I was like, you guys have unleashed a beast that I didn't even have before. Because I was just a little happy dude running around, enjoying posting and traveling, getting in shape. And I didn't have my father passed when I was a kid, 14. And I never had any trauma before that. I never had a bad experience in life before that. I had a great childhood growing up. So when, I had a new trauma, I was like, all right, this is something different, and I haven't had a day off since I got out of jail.
So right, it just filled that fire to
bro,
almost tell me I can't do it and watch me do it better.
Yeah, it was all right, game on now. I was just playing before, but now I'm coming to eat everybody at the top of the tree in their village.
Well, you guys are fucking doing it together.
I'm full savage mode, and a lot of people disappeared during that time because there was a lot of TMZ stuff and hearsay, she say that, and then I had a small, very, very tiny group of people was like, yo, I know you and I know you're going to be all right. Jeff was one of them.
Keep doing
Never left my side. Came to all my court cases, came to all my hearings, was there, just fly in and say, hey, we ain't going to shoot. We're going to hang out, watch TV.
That's dope.
Flying from across.
Those are real friends right there.
You a real
Jeff, I'll come home. Jeff's hanging out with my mom.
Just chilling
in the bed, drinking wine, watching TV.
In the bed with,
just chilling, just watching TV, just comfort.
Love him like a son.
Yeah,
my mom,
like a second mom.
Full on. I have another buddy named Teo and Ramses. My 3 boys, they stuck by my side.
It's good to have friends you can count on.
Yeah,
it is.
Makes you remember that what you're doing is for a reason. You have a lot of people that believe in you.
Yeah,
and it's cool to have people like that who actually help build. It's always the coolest. I was telling my guys have been with me for 15 years. It's always good to have the guys that are with you also building with you. Not
because they'll check you when you need it too. Hey,
exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's what you need. When you hang around yes men all the time. When you hang around yes men, it just is a bad deal.
I don't have yes men, especially not Jeff. he shoots it straight.
So that shit looks stupid. Film it again.
Yeah.
Before we get ready to wrap this up, first of all, you're a very interesting guy. We might have to do a part 2.
For sure we do. Because I want to know more about him fighting and shit too.
I want to figure this guy out. You got to be a psychopath to go play with the alligators with your camera.
Yeah, we got a lot of stories.
I just want to know the most rarest animal you've ever seen.
Man, the most rare animal we've ever seen.
The polar bear with the pinky ring?
That pinky ring iced out, baby.
That was cold. You've been waiting the whole podcast to let that one loose. That was
polar bear with a pinky ring.
That is cold.
I like that. I know the one-liner king.
He's been waiting for sure for an hour because I didn't even think of that. That is a good one.
Yeah.
You are okay.
So good.
God, that was good.
Yeah. I think I'm just racking my brain through all the countries we've been to.
There's so much cool shit you guys have seen and done.
It's not super exciting, but the story behind it is crazy. We were in Venezuela, and we went 2 miles underground.
What?
To literally
in mines?
Not even a mine, a natural cave system, and we have some crazy hookups down there.
You guys are fucking crazy.
We went okay. You
this
know the
sounds
bullshit
gnarly already right here, dude.
You know the bullshit videos where you'll see some guy and he's like, we're 1,500 meters underground, and it's his face is we literally did
and they're
that
all
shit.
smashed and trying to squeeze through stuff.
Yeah, we literally
underwater.
And then we're there briefing the night before. No one speaks English, so we're in our terrible broken Spanish.
They're like, you can die. And you're like, cool, yeah, let's go.
We're trying to figure out what's going on. And then the guide is like, he goes, guys, so the spot we were going, it's this underground cave that basically you can walk 500 feet to. The public can do that.
Mm-hmm. Fuck that, dude.
Keep going. We pulled up the video of Tarzan's head between 3 rocks the size of Manhattan. And he's going, I'm going to make it out okay.
Well,
we are here.
8 hours underground.
How long?
Continue.
8 hours nonstop.
No sunlight, no nothing.
Nothing, yeah. So you walk 500 feet, and that's where the public can go to.
Tell the real story.
What's that?
Tell the real story.
The story?
Tell the real story.
Yeah, let's hear this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Did we just save the best for last right now?
Tell me the real story, please. That means tell us the real story. Don't look at him twice and say tell the real story. That's the real story.
Let it rip.
All right,
This is the last one we got left. End this with a bang.
All right, the story goes, the night before was a banger UFC card. I don't remember who it was, okay? But me and Mike are huge UFC fans.
Yeah.
So we're like literally in the middle of nowhere already in Venezuela, and we find like basically a sports bar that's playing the card, but it doesn't. The card it was like a however the time change worked, whether it was like Abu Dhabi card, whatever. We're up to like 3:30 in the morning. It's walking distance to our hotel, but our hotel call time to leave is 4:30 in the morning. So we finished at 3:30. We had some beverages that
Stumble
night.
back to the hotel.
Yeah, so we get back to the hotel. And literally, like, you go down, by the time you're asleep, you sleep for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, don't even feel like you slept.
And, we get picked up. We hop in the like shuttle van that's taking us. Again, we had the briefing the night before, but we have no idea what's going on. And the only like semblance of comfort we have is this guy. We got to find that photo. I'll send it to Bear. But he's like, don't worry, guys. I went through the caves yesterday that you're going to go through. And I fit and we're all good. And then we have the photo. The guy literally standing up is to here on us. Like 5'3". He maybe weighs 85 pounds. I'm like, brother,
Scrawny
I'm
as hell.
240. Like, I'm 4 of you. Like, what are we doing here?
No way.
Yeah, so we go and then we get to the start of the cave. And the boys offer us if we wanted to take some mushrooms.
You're all, yep.
So we're like, honestly, Mike's like, whatever. Mike's down, he rips it. And then he comes over to me, and these boys have some strong ones. And he looks at me, he's like, come on, you gotta take some. I'm like, honestly, bro, I slept for 20 minutes and I'm angry right now. Like,
this will make you happier.
And then so all the gear they have, because I'm so damn big, like they all have like the black diamond, like perfect dialed helmets. I literally have like a skateboard helmet that has the padding come out. Then they have the harnesses that we're going to be rappelling down into. And again, like, I don't know climbing stuff, but it's like, the fanciest stuff. And my shit is literally a seatbelt sewed together. Like an old dirty seatbelt is what I'm rocking. So I'm like, bro, I got this bum ass gear on. I just slept for 15 minutes. Like I'm hungover. I'm just kind of angry. And then the boys out there, no matter what, if you don't want to do something, they'll go, okay, pussy. And then I was like, all right, fuck it. Give me the mushroom. Give me the mushrooms. So we're like hanging out. We're getting ready, whatever. And we start walking down that like 500 feet. And there's a bird in there that mates in there that you can't shine light on it or it like ruins the whole mating schedule. Mm-hmm. But the sounds that they make, there's like thousands of them in a pitch black cavern. We're not allowed to have lights on other than the guide has one little red lamp. They're screaming. I swear to you, it sounds like if you were stabbing a woman over and over again.
No way.
And there's thousands of them. And the mushies are starting to hit. And it's literally like thousands of screaming women around you echoing in a cave. Dude. And me and Mikey are looking at each other and the mushies are hitting and we're like,
there's rats running around the floor.
We're like, what is going on?
This sounds fun.
So we have one translate, and literally, bro, like this is like my lifeline. Like if I don't have Mike, I'm like, I'm gonna be in a bad spot. We have one translator with us, and we're walking, and the guide's talking, and she goes, "Do you guys want to know what he's saying?" And we're like, "Yeah, like sure." And she goes, "So we know we have an 8-hour mission ahead of us." Just down.
On 15 minutes of sleep, still hungover
15
on
minutes
mushrooms.
sleep, lots of mushies, hungover, the whole deal.
Love it. It's already starting out great.
Yeah, so we get like 100 yards in to the end of the public access point. Where we're about to go, there's been like less than 50 people have ever gone in the history of humans. And so we get there and the cave was discovered by some European like cave explorer and whatever, like the 1600s. So we get like 100 yards into this cave and she goes, okay, so the guy just said that this cave explorer, this is as far as he ever got. And we're like, we just walked for like 3 minutes. Like, what do you mean? This is the furthest he ever got. And she goes, hold on. Let me see what he's saying. Let me see. She goes, oh, okay. So I guess what the natives believed is that anything past this point was a portal into the underworld. And we're looking at each other, and all it is one dim red light screaming like birds all around us. We're on mushies, and she's like, yeah, you're about to go through a portal to the underworld. And we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Guys, mushies and going to hell is not like a combination you should want to do by choice.
And literally all I could do is like keep looking over, and I would just make eye contact with Mike, and I'm like, "You're here?
Are we doing
this? We're still going. We're still going." So then we ended up going. Then we get down. I mean, there's like parts where you have to hold your breath, dive underwater, and you're swimming in an underwater cave,
and you don't really know how far it is. You have
no idea. And then we have this guy with us who is like the most savage freediver we've ever met. So we're like, bro, you go first because you can hold your breath for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He went like 3 or 4 times, and he's like, yo, I can't fit. Like I can hold my breath, but I can't fit in there. And I'm like, bro, I'm twice the size of you. Like, what do you mean? So finally we get down to the bottom, and all the boys like circle up. All the mushies are worn off. It was insane. It was like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
I bet.
We're in these like, they literally look like the inside of a cathedral, but you know, just made by time and stalagmites. Exactly. Like made by nature, but it looks like the inside of a cathedral. It's hundreds of feet tall down there.
No way.
Crazy. And so we just circle up, and kind of like the boss grabs us, and he's like, yo, we're going to take a bunch of mushies. I don't want to take 8 hours to get out of here. Like, we're going to do this thing in 4. So we all just like circle up, rip it again. And then all of us just take off. And the guide's like, yo, hold on. And we're like, could not be stopped. We are just,
you guys just dipped.
Booking out of there. Yeah, booking out of there. And then we finally make it out again. And we're seeing like the last light out of the walking out with the cave entrance. And it was to go like 12, 15 hours or whatever it was with not even an ounce of light.
Yeah.
And then to see the sunlight again was like
crazy.
And on the mushrooms had to have been like the raddest feeling coming
was
out
like
of there.
Goosebumps. Like,
this is a video.
So as we watch Mike and this nutso man go deep into a cave, I just want to let you guys know that online it says that the locals believe there's an evil spirit living in the caves, in the mountain, and the evil spirit is known for devouring human flesh with a sound called Sarah Sarah. And it's probably one of the most remote areas in the world, untouched, unexplored.
Yeah.
Yes.
35 miles.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a psycho.
Yeah, it was okay. But okay.
There can't be more. You already went to hell. You're on mushies. What else are we gonna hear now?
No, the rarest animal. The rarest animal. That's why we started.
Yeah.
You asked me.
Here we go.
What
This
the
is
rarest
how it led
animal
to
is,
it.
and we're like 2-3 miles underground, and there's these little puddles, and there was a catfish in there.
What?
No eyes.
Bro.
No eyes.
Yeah.
No eye cap. You're in hell, brother.
It doesn't.
You're on mushies.
But we told you we won't tell you a story that we don't have 4K
have a
evidence
photo
of.
of the catfish or no
Yes,
eyes?
we have a video of it.
I need this right now for the podcast.
That is insane.
I know you have it. I believe you.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
just
send
telling
it.
you, we need it for the
Yeah.
audience to
About the
see.
fucking bone.
They say this is one
We
of the most
found
distinctive sinkholes in the world, unexplored. Nobody really goes there. There's an isolated ecosystem with its own forest covering the bottom.
Yeah,
it's
there
one of
was
the
little,
largest
like,
ones in the
plants.
world.
Yeah,
it has
plants
been
growing.
important for exploration, but no one's brave enough to explore it.
Well.
These dudes decided to do mushies and go to EDC underwater in hell. Guys, you're out of your mind.
Dude, that's a gnarly one.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
And that's like their throwaway story.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that one?
That's what I'm saying.
So many.
We're doing all this for a good
Dude,
story.
you guys need a fucking TV show. Seriously, like
That's
1,000,000%.
thing about this trip that we went on was always like him filming me, and like, you know, I'm trying to get used to the camera still.
Yep.
You know, and be like, you know, an entertainer. But that trip was the first time we had someone we were comfortable enough to just film us.
Yeah.
And it's a whole
How much
different,
fun was that,
Yeah,
dude?
it's
Like,
so much
good.
fun. It's almost
so good.
like now we travel, I'm like, bro, fuck the camera. Like,
Yeah.
me and you, let's go.
yeah,
You
that's
know?
dope. That's way dope.
So good.
And it says that literally the government doesn't just let people go explore this. Did you have to get permission, or you guys just went on a nomad trip because this looks nuts. I'm reading it right here. It basically says like they'll kill you. They'll kill you if they catch you in this cave, basically.
What up?
No, don't do the what up. Like, I don't even like how you're starting it off with the like. You give me the Will Smith right here. Guys, it says they would literally like shoot you if you go in these caves. They're like 30, like they're dangerous, guys.
Okay, so like I said, like we go to places and we know people that
you're deflecting. Did you jump a fence to go in a 30-mile deep long cave in the middle of nowhere to go to Haiti?
We didn't jump the fence. That's for sure.
There was a hole in it.
They opened the fence. We were with the fence.
Bro, it says that there's sinkholes in the places that you swim that are also 10 to 20 feet deep, that once you fall into it, you're going to be stuck down there and there's no way to swim back up because there's no pressure there. So you would fall like into another cave. So you can't get back up unless you have a rope or a ladder. Did you bring a rope or a ladder on this trip?
No.
Guys, I'm getting anxiety just listening to the story and then watching it in real time. You're wearing a Home Depot flashlight on your head. This is not made by Patagonia or any exploration company.
No,
it says Home Depot on your helmet.
They do not have REI.
And a shitty bicycle helmet with no pads.
Yeah, literally. A bicycle helmet. It's like a mongoose helmet that comes free at Walmart. It's like the plastic one. You guys are out of your marbles. That's why I like you guys. Oh, let's just make a little selfie video together. This video is incredible, dude. This literally, you guys need a TV show immediately on Amazon Prime. Step Brothers, dude, traveling the world looking for exotic caves.
Literally Step Brothers.
Yes. All right, before I let you guys go, I gotta say you guys are amazing. First of all, man. Second of all, I gotta tell you, if anybody is out there and doesn't understand who this guy is, one of the most sincere, authentic people, saving mankind, saving birds, saving Jurassic Park animals that you've never even seen in your life.
Friends.
And you have to have an equally crazy man, psycho counterpart to be able to catch this footage. So you deserve all your flowers because you're literally happy to be on mushies in the middle of hell right here. That's how I know you're just like
literally yin and yang.
You guys are amazing. Keep the Eminem Slim Shady hair because it fits you. In this video, you didn't have it. I'd rather you more like this. And Twitch, I just gotta tell you, this might be your best guest. These guys and Ricky Carmichael.
This was a fun one right here.
These might be my favorite guests. Oh
man,
I think you guys are up there with Ricky Carmichael.
I feel like we're gonna have to do another pod because we haven't even scratched the surface with these dudes. And like
last
other
story
stuff.
for you guys. I'll let you watch it and then we'll talk about it next time. Yanomami tribe.
Yeah.
The what tribe?
Look. No, that's not it.
The what tribe?
The
Yanomami. It's like an actual.
Say it slowly for the
you asked about the cave and like the president.
Yanomami.
Yeah. The president and the military escorted us through all this stuff.
Dope.
Yeah.
Good save.
Did you get them to eat mushrooms with you?
No.
Did you tell them that you were going to be intoxicated on an hallucinogen in the fourth dimension while you're exploring the cave?
Let's make this sketchy asshole even sketchier.
The Yanomami are indigenous group of people who are believed to live in the Amazon rainforest, who have no interaction with humans. They live in about 200 different villages. There's only about 30,000 of them left. They speak several languages, including Yanomami. They don't talk to humans. They don't want to interact with humans.
Yeah.
And they might eat humans
if
you interact with them.
And
so before you tell this story, I just want to make sure the audience understands these aren't people you should be going after, boys. like, am I the only one reading this?
Again, the shittier the boat, the better the story.
Yep.
And
that was not a shitty boat. We
pull out the video. Pull out the video.
Look at the boat you're about to see.
Pull out the video. I want to see what you did with the Yanomami.
Here you go.
Oh man, dude. God. All right, right now we're watching you deep in the Amazon rainforest. Oh, very bad. Damn, nice tats. Great tats.
Shitty boat, nice tats.
I can see why David thought you were Michael B. Jordan. You do have a great jawline in this, like without the beard. David, I can see it now. Why? Who's filming this?
Jeff.
This is like a movie. Jeff, these are like Sundance Film Festival.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, this is like up there with like Mary Poppins and all those like classics.
That's my big inspo for deep in the Amazon. Is Mary
what are they
Poppins.
snorting? Yopo, what? What are they snorting? Be honest.
Look.
What are you snorting?
It's like a jungle psychedelic.
What is up with you guys?
You have to try it, right? Like.
What are you throwing up out of your nose? Okay, so you snorted something out of what looks like one of those Mongolian beef sticks again.
Yeah.
And you're sweating blood, it looks like, through your pores. Or you use the same spray on deodorant and tanner that Snooki did in season 1 of Jersey Shore because you look orange and you look sickening.
Dude, how gnarly was that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
There's so many stories. Next time.
Yes, next time next
episode.
We're gonna get into that one.
The fans want part 2.
They want already. They already said it.
They already said it.
Guys, I'm not even being funny. I'm not trying to be funny right now. This is like why. Like honestly,
real
like
production.
this is like craziness.
Yeah.
First of all, do you have a snake on the back of your back?
Yeah, cobra.
You have a cobra. Can I see it on camera? Let's see
Yeah.
this thing real quick. And is this any sort of cobra to any sort of specific part or region?
A spectacled cobra.
What the cobra? Come in the middle so the podcast can see you, and just make sure you flex your lats a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, cool. Obviously, you're on some sort of peptide. But what is that? Jesus.
Because I'm black.
David, slow down back there. He's getting all hot and horny.
And a cloud tattoo on my whole leg all the way up.
Oh, that is insane. Who does all your artwork? Do it over here so the audience can see. Who does all this artwork?
This is an artist from Miami called Renell.
Okay.
He's one of my good friends. We've been doing this since 2020.
Yeah.
I like 25 sessions, 8 hours each session.
Do you get a tattoo from like every animal you've? Is that Conor McGregor's tiger?
No, this is a black jaguar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, black jaguar, tiger, rhinoceros. I have a African leopard.
Dude,
wait.
that's
Wait.
sick.
It goes together.
Yeah.
Hold on. Look,
That is
get a
dope.
photo of this.
That is dope.
Look, get a photo of this. This is the top of the tiger. This is the bottom. That makes the tiger face.
That is so dope.
This is
even?
not normal.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah. Tortoises, jaguar, Rafiki. I have a giant eagle in the
Wait,
back.
Rafiki from Lion King?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you had that.
There you go.
One of my favorite. Crocodile.
What about the tooth from OBJ with the diamond eye style?
Yeah, you know.
This
So,
is
man.
crazy, bro. So
Gorilla.
is it true that? Oh wow, that's
Like an
gnarly.
elephant is on my
Oh, that looks
back
fresh.
leg, too.
Wait, is it true that you get tattoos from every animal you've interacted with? I read this on a Discord.
Yeah, not every animal, but yeah.
So is
it's
it
not
you
that
wait
All
till
of these I have interacted with.
you
yeah.
wait till something happens and then you feel like it's like spiritual or something? Or I'm being serious. Like, do you wait till some interaction and then you get that
some of them
animal?
are my favorite animals.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit, I'm backwards. But I have a few more I want to get, like a orangutan and probably a hyena. But I'm done with tattoos.
Really?
I have a lot, too many. I want to leave whatever skin I have left. It's not much.
I might be getting one soon.
You don't have any?
No, I'm supposed to be getting this portrait of Rampage on my arm. And it's my dog. Why laugh?
I like it.
No, I was
man.
supposed to get it, but he's just so bloated right now. And I don't want a fat Rampage on my arm. I want to wait till he's lean. So I'm going to wait till he's like 3 weeks out of his fight with Rashad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is what it is. Guys, one of a kind. First
Yes.
of all,
Thank you, sir.
thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Second
thank
of all,
you, guys.
You're nuts. Third of all, please go, like, just take a week off. You're giving me anxiety just watching these strips. Okay? I thought I was bad trying to figure out how to write a 450 from Twitch. This is on a whole new level. I'm never traveling with you guys. I'll be at the monitor. I'll be hanging out. Yeah, let's go to Lake Como. We'll take nice boats. We'll get good dinner. That's where I want to go. I'm not chasing the tribes. I'm not snorting out of Mongolian beef sticks. And I'm definitely not swimming 3 miles to hell just to take mushies. Guys, that's not normal. I hope you guys understand this. I'm not kidding. You guys are different breeds.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't be who I am today without my boy Jeff. 100%.
Yeah, we can tell.
Same
We can
goes.
tell.
Yeah, same
100%.
goes.
Yep, it's dope. This is a perfect duo.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
We both love our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We pray a lot. We respect everybody. That's why we can go everywhere we can.
Yep.
You're a good
And
man.
we're just regular, normal dudes that just
I love
have
it.
a real passion for what we
And
do.
humble as hell.
Yeah,
You're my
man.
favorite people so far.
Yeah, dude, seriously. Thank you guys for coming. This was a good
Let's all
podcast.
go to Petco. Let's get lizards. Let's go get lizards. Okay, I just got a lizard for
Let me set
my
this
girl's
thing up
kid.
here or something,
I just
man.
got a lizard for my girl's kid.
Yeah?
I got him
A leopard gecko.
It's like this big.
No. I got
Baby
him
dragon.
a multicolor
Crested gecko.
jaguar jaguar
Chameleon.
lizard. Yeah. God damn it, I can't remember, but you guys are all throwing so many names at me, and I'm thinking about going to hell on mushies. I don't know how to process anything right now. My mind. No,
Through the portal.
So Armin Taruk is in. Before we go, he's like one of our fighters, #1 contenders for
Yeah,
Spike
yeah.
Islam. He's training for the next 2 months here at Jaxxon Media House. So he's been hanging out with Twitch, me, Sheckler, training with Cody, our strength and conditioning coach, Bernardo, our jiu-jitsu coach full-time, Coach Perillo, Coach Yogi. So he comes over every night because I got him a house right near me on the peninsula in Newport Beach. So every time when he's like ready to go to bed, you know, this guy's from Russia, Dagestan, you know, he's like
He's gnarly.
Armenian,
Yeah.
Georgian. Like the guy's the ultimate disciplined fighter. And I'm over there knocking on his door like, yo, I just got hot Cheetos. You want to go watch a movie? And he's like, bro, I got to sleep. I'm like, no, let's just stay up all night, drink energy drinks. He's like, no, bro. He locks the door. And so the other
Dude,
day.
the other morning, Bear's like, hey, meet me for breakfast. I'm like, cool. I walk in, I see this dude all santoed out, chilling. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give him a rib hit. I'm like, I'm gonna punch this dude in the rib real quick, thinking it's bear. And I'm like, oh, no. And I'm like, wait a second, let me look who this is real quick. And I look around and it's him. I'm like, oh my God, thank God I'm just gonna punch this dude in the ribs right now, dude.
Yeah.
He texted me like, bro, you almost died.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
guy
I was like,
That's
thank
just
God.
as bad as a venomous snake for sure.
Dude,
Facts.
and I haven't met him yet, so it's not like we're boys and we know each other.
Just some random dude punching
in the
him.
coffee shop.
Right after that moment, I said, both of you guys meet each other. That was a sign.
Dude.
So basically what I did is my girl went like on a day trip with my mom somewhere, and they went to some like event. So when she came home, I bought this thing and I left it right in her bed because she didn't like lizards. And then she had to deal with it, right? So it's like this big, whatever you call that thing.
Yeah, panther chameleon.
Yeah, it's a panther.
I have the same one at home.
Yeah, but it's got 6 different colors, like Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor coat. So and then if you look at it, it's got this big tongue, but on the tip of its tongue, it looks like a ball sack, right?
Yeah.
But it has a suction cup. So imagine if your balls had a suction cup and you could spit your balls out and bring out back whatever you want. And then literally there's all these live worms and it just attacks the worm. And Armin and his daughter had never seen it. They're from, Russia. They don't have lizards like this with 6 different colors. They have polar bears and Siberian wolves and crazy stuff and Putin. So I was like, bro, you got to see this thing. So the tongue comes out and it snatches the live lizard. I go, that's how we get down in America. And he goes, that's why America's destroyed. Like, this is crazy. What's wrong with you, bro? Takes his daughter downstairs. He's like, I thought I was going to see a nice dog or something, dude. With a big giant lizard. I was like, bro, don't worry about it. My tongue doesn't do that. I won't do that to you. And it was cool. It was like we bonded over that. Like, you know how it is when you see someone use their tongue and you watch it in real life with your boy and you're like, all right, now we're bonding, right? Now we're like this. You get it, right? All right, that's it. Thanks for watching the Jaxxon Podcast.